Sir, you may turn your video on.
Hello?
Yeah. Yes, sir, I can hear you. You can turn your video on.
Okay, video.
Yep.
Yep. Did
Thank
you see me?
Yes, sir, sir. Perfectly, we can see you, and your voice is perfectly fine.
Thank you, Jyoti. I was listening to your video, what you prepared on me. I tell you, you did a wonderful job, and I couldn't disagree with you anything. It came out perfect, and thank you very much for taking time. It takes time to do this kind of things. And here, my right-hand man, Rashid, is sitting too, and without him, I can't do it. You both are doing a wonderful job, okay? I'm just an instrument to discuss, that's all. And then one thing for the audience, I want to tell, Jyoti said, I call him affectionately Jyoti. He did say one thing that touched my heart. You see what I mean? He called me, and is true. I've been turning these down because I did so many of them. I was getting a little tired, okay? But for him, I want to do it today because there's something about this man. He's very charismatic. He's doing a good thing, good service for the world without expecting anything. That's what is specialty about it. A lot of people do that with something expected, but not with this man, not with me either, okay? This is why I graciously accepted and I wanted to do it. Is wholeheartedly I'm doing it. And Jyoti, I think you're blessed. Yoga, you're teaching to the world as our Prime Minister has been preaching, okay? Yoga is the ultimate answer for a lot of these to eliminate these diseases. I believe in it. And not only believe in it, there is science behind it, okay? So anyway, I want to take this opportunity to thank you and congratulate you, Jyotiswar, for understanding such a wonderful, for undertaking such a wonderful task, what you're doing right now, okay? And let's have a terrific time today and ask me any kind of questions you want. We'll go from there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So you want me to, how do we go? How do we start? Let's make it very informal. It's very informal.
Yeah, sure.
Let's
sure.
understand the subject. That's the name of the game here, you know?
Okay. Yeah. So, like, sir, today's topic is pre and post COVID pandemic. So basically, like, you can give brief about how viruses started and where, what is the really root cause? Is there any behind, some fabricated, or is it, created by someone? If at all there is something like, viruses, what is the solution to overcome this? Is yoga a solution to overcome all these challenges?
Okay, that's a wonderful question you asked. Basically, what people have to know, what is a virus? Okay, let's start with that. A lot of people misunderstand this concept of this virus. In their life, in human life, we have human beings, we have the plants, we have the molds, we have the yeast, and the tiny, tiny bacteria, which you need can only see under a microscope. And this virus is 1,000 times smaller than the bacteria. You need electron microscope to see this. And the virus is not live. It's dead. It has no life in it. It has no life in it. It's a dead material. It has a few genes in it, perhaps 10 to 15 genes, and it is covered with a fat layer and also spike, especially this pandemic causing the COVID-19 virus. Okay, so it has no life at all. By itself is a dead particle. Okay, but it's a parasite. When it comes and touches your cell, and then it could inject its RNA using our own tissue, our own cell, it will make it babies. So who is helping him? Our own cells, our own body is helping him to make his babies. So what does that mean? Genetically, unless there is a relationship, he can grow in us, correct? Human being. This is why it is a biological interaction. Even to answer Jyoti's question here, it's a God-created material. What we have is so the viruses. Why are they there? What is this particle trying to prove? There's no life in it, but he's trying to grow in the human being. Some cause disease, some don't. what is the reason for all this? What is happening here? Why is our cell is accepting and all that? That's a philosophical question. Philosophical question is, if it could grow in the human being, if our cell could help, if it is genetically related, how old is this? What is happening biologically in the nature? Okay, in the nature, this is happening. We are trying to understand: is it virus a beginning of the life, or is it virus a part of the human body that fell off and then moving around in the nature, trying to get back into the human being? Okay, that's a philosophical question. But no matter what it is, every life has an equal opportunity on this earth. This COVID-19 is trying to take advantage of the human being because of some things we didn't do right, or perhaps whatever it is. Okay, I hopefully that gave little perspective of the COVID-19. Okay, let me go into the history of this thing. You all know this, but please ask me the questions too afterwards. And I told Jyoti to interrupt me anytime. Okay, COVID-19 is the RNA virus. There are two kinds of viruses: DNA virus, RNA virus. Depends on what its genetic material is. Its genetic material is RNA. This RNA virus. It started in 2019, November or December, in Wuhan, China. Okay, this is where it started, like an endemic. Okay, it only confined to that region, and then a lot of people died, just like that. And then people thought, oh my God, this is going to be maybe it's only limited to China. That's why everybody took it easy in December and January. By March of 2020, it spread to 20 countries, 29 countries. And then WHO, World Health Organization, declared that as a pandemic. That means it's all over the world. And then it kept on going. A lot of people got infected in America. A lot of people died. And the next highest death was in Italy. And then by then, the whole world got onto this case. And hey, what if you want to know what it is? At that time, I was brought into the scene because a lot of people were asking me to talk about this and give webinars and help people out. You know, the reason I got involved because my PhD was on virology, and then I worked on the viruses and everything. And I was working at 2 other pandemics I was fighting. So I was brought into the scene at that time. So we thought, and I gave a lot of, I told everybody how we're going to handle this situation, because they asked me how long it's going to go, when does it stop? At that time, in 2020, March, when I was on television, and I told everybody, this disease or this infection is not going to hit Indians. I told them that Indian population should survive this infection, okay? Rightfully so. At that time, when all other countries are going through the problem with your alpha, okay, that is the original COVID-19 virus, and then India resisted it. India was helping other countries because they didn't have that much infection, okay? Now, eventually, last March, I was in India. That's the time this Delta variant came in. Delta variant came in because, see, all along, I want you guys to remember one thing. This RNA, this virus is 1 billionth of a meter. It's called nanometer. It is only 20 to 100 nanometers in diameter. Very, very, very tiny. 1 billionth of a meter is a nanometer is 20 to 100 nanometers. We take a bacteria, for example, is 1 to 2 microns. A micron is 1 millionth of a meter. 1 millionth of a meter. In other words, this is bacteria itself is so tiny we don't see it. This is 1,000 times smaller than the bacteria, and it is there, and it has 90 spikes. If you see that the coronavirus, it has spikes on it. There are 90 spikes on each virus, and in the tiny little thing, and then inside there is a RNA. This is the largest RNA it has, single-stranded RNA it has that has some genes in it. I mean, let's say 10 to 15 genes. And then if anybody is a molecular biologist is watching here, is 13 kilo bases it has. In other words, it has 30,000 nucleotides. RNA is a long RNA. It has biggest RNA it has. Because of its size, it could mutate. A lot of genes could get into it. It could mutate much, much faster than any of the viruses because of the large size of RNA. That's what is the problem with this thing. Okay, I want you guys to know one thing. Let's say you breathed air and then this coronavirus came in. In 15 minutes, he can attach to the human cell in the lungs, and it could inject its RNA or the genetic material into the cell in 15 minutes. Then it takes 12 to 36 hours to make it a baby. In other words, this genetic material went into the cell using our own cell machinery. That RNA now makes its own babies, coronavirus babies, and then they come out. The time from the time it infected to the time it came out is called eclipse period. Is 12 to 36 hours. Okay, but for each virus that gets into your cell, 12 to 36 hours later, 700 babies will come out, and they keep on infecting your cell, and then it is a continuous process. Okay, that number of viruses that come out of each infection is called burst size. This one has a 700 particles for each, so it's a pretty high multiplicity rate. Okay, and that gives you some idea about what this virus is about. Okay, now disease progression. I won't take much time on this one, but try to understand this disease progression. 85, if you take this virus, it has a high infectivity rate. This particular virus has high infectivity rate, but less mortality. It doesn't kill that many people. Okay, it infects you, but it doesn't kill you that much compared to its predecessors. Okay, so again, the predecessor means like I can give you the story on this a little later. Like you take the SARS-1. Okay, it came in 2002 in China also, and then that had infectivity rate. Well, infectivity rate was low, and killing rate was less too. Okay, MERS. It started in the Middle East. MERS means Middle Eastern SARS virus. Okay, that one has a low infectivity rate but high killing rate. But this particular one, SARS-2, COVID-19 virus, it has high infectivity rate but less killing. Okay, that means it's not a big deal, really. To be honest with you, this particular virus is a very weak virus. Okay, and then but it has because of the spikes, 90 spikes, it has a tremendous capacity to attach to the human cell. Okay, that is what the progression is. Why people are dying? A lot of people, 85% of the people who get infection, like this virus come in, they don't die. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen because our own immune system will kill it and drive it out, because there's these trachea cells inside the bronchioles. There's a hair-like structures. They drive that out, okay, with the mucus. And no problem, no symptoms, nothing. It just came in, we killed it, no problem. In some people, limited people, and then it will go in. If their immune system is low, then it will start attacking the cells. Then what happens? Your own immune system, neutrophils, this innate immune system. That means like a regular police. They come in, they kill it and get rid of it. So in 3 days, you may have a little cough and cold and you're done with it. No problem, no death. In some other people where immune system is really low, okay? So this organism will get in, start making those 700 babies and everything. And then your regular police, which is innate immune system. We have two kinds of immune system. One is a regular police, another one is army, okay? Army is brought in when the regular police cannot handle it. So the regular police, like their innate immune system, neutrophils and everything, and macrophages, they try to attack that and they kill them a little bit, not the virus is taken on. So the army is brought in. Those are the adaptive immune system, T cells and B cells and the like T killer cells, and then the rest of the army is brought in, and then it's called cytokine storm. Cytokine storm starts at this time because your immune system is super active, trying to kill this thing. So rightfully so, a lot of these people, they go up to 2 to 3 weeks with this suffering and they get over it, they're fine. Now, the last sector of the people, these are the people, virus gets in, their immune system is really low, and but now it's activated, and then they go through the severe symptoms, like right to the point of the lung collapsing. lung collapsing because there's another cell in the alveoli. The lung is like a tree, okay? It has a trunk, and this is called trunk, and then the big stems, those are bronchi, bronchioles, and last alveoli sacs. There are millions of them in the lung, in our system. In the last lung, there's a pneumocyte 2. This COVID-19 would like to attack that cell. That is the cell that's keeping our alveoli intact. So that way we can breathe and then take oxygen and everything. This particular thing will knock that out in some people. And then a lot of neutrophils, cytokine storm is brought in, tremendous amount of blood comes in, and then it oozes into the lungs, and then it collapses the lung, okay? When you collapse the lung, that's the time you cannot breathe, okay? That is why they're taken to the hospital with ventilators and everything. It's only a small sector of the people, okay? In other, down some more, immunosensitive, like old age people or people who have the other diseases. In their case, the virus even get into the blood vessels and then cause the blood clots. This is called thrombosis. Then that's why you got the kidney failure, you get the heart failure, you get the strokes and everything, and the multiple organ dysfunction happens, and a lot of people die with this. But very rare, because there's a lot of transition in here. Okay, where people are making mistake is the minute they get cough and they're found corona positive, immediately they're panicky, and that is what the problem is. Okay, this is what I want to give you a little pathogenesis, how this virus comes in. Now let's talk about a little bit. So how do we control this? Okay, when this is going on, and a lot of people don't have to worry about it. For example, world population is 7 billion or 7.5 billion right now. And the number of people this attacked is 60 million. Okay, I think that's about right. About say 60 million people are infected. And out of that, the total death in the world is 1.5 million. Okay, so not hell of a lot compared to the thing, but we don't even want to lose even one soul, right? We, as a human being, as advanced scientific technology, we should be able to handle this virus. So how do we do it? How do we what is the problem here? Why is this virus raging on it, and what do we have to do? Several ways to do it. One is, number one, first factor that is human race is going through right now, if they're under panic, fear got into them. Fear got into them to the point, what this fear does, when you're in a panic situation, your own brain, amygdala, senses the problem. Okay, like a neighbor died, and that guy died, and some celebrity died, and then the news going wild all over. Okay, this is coming, it's going to kill you. So your amygdala in your brain tells your own hypothalamus, hey, there's a problem here. We may be dead too. Okay, so that message go to pituitary gland, and the pituitary gland sees the fear because you induce the fear, and it tells the adrenal glands to produce panic hormones. Okay, these hormones come in, and those hormones will raise your blood pressure, blood sugar, and then make your eyes go blind. I mean, the muscles get tense, and on and on and on. These are all disease symptoms, because where this is the panicky, because you got the panicky set in here. Okay, it's like seeing a tiger, but you're seeing a virus here. But with that, what happens? Cortisol levels go up in the body, and then they will destroy your own immune system. Okay, what you did, you killed your own immune system. So the virus, it's all there, it's all over. You'll come in, definitely make sure it hits you. Okay, so fear and panic should not be there. That's why it's been my first message when I gave in India, that became very popular, because don't get panic about this. And not only that, a lot of people are thinking, they don't know the genesis of this virus. And the whole thing is, virus is trying to make his babies, and you are letting him do. But if you understand his behavior, what you have to do, you can override the infection. The knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is strength. Knowledge is insurance. You got to understand the basics of this science behind this. Okay. So anyway, that's one way to do that. Is that. Second thing is through nutrition. Okay. Now the vaccines are there too. I'll come to that. Nutrition. What does nutrition has to do with this? Okay. Nutrition is, if you in human body, we have 10 trillion cells. Human body is made of 10 trillion cells. But in our GI tract, in our intestines, there are 100 trillion bacteria. Okay, this is called microbiota. Microbiota means 100 trillion bacteria there. In other words, more bacteria in the human body than the human cells. So what are these bacteria doing? They've been there for billions of years in the human system. They adapted there. These bacteria, 20% of them, of that 100 trillion, in other words, 200 billion of them, are there to confer health for you, to improve the immunity. Okay? If those organisms, what you have in there, they are the ones that are activating your lymphatic system to produce the T cells to kill these viruses. And also, they are the ones that are helping to produce the immune suppressing, because they can produce immune activating, immune suppressing. Okay, like in COVID, people are dying because of cytokine storm. Their own lung, their own immune system is killing the lung afterwards. But here, to stop that, in other words, when army goes in there to kill the coronavirus, they killed it. But that army doesn't know when to come back, when to stop. That stop on the army is done by a supervisor, which is produced under the influence of the bacteria in your GI tract. Okay, that's what is microbiota. That is what is missing here. That is what is called immune suppressing, okay, T regulatory cells. T effector cell is the one that's fighting it. T regulatory cell is telling, hey, stop it. The work is done, go back. Okay, that's missing. Well, how do you get this? This is where I want to bring it up to people. Indian population, buttermilk. Okay, the buttermilk. I just wrote an article for the medical journal here. I mean, about this whole issue. Buttermilk, Indian buttermilk, for 5,000 years, Lord Krishna invented it. Okay, we don't know who invented it, but it's made at home. Those bacteria are probiotics. Okay, they have the therapeutic effect. So, like for example, at home they make nights, and then in the morning they drink that buttermilk, and that buttermilk has at least 1 billion organisms per gram. So we drink about 200 ml of that. A lot of bacteria going into the GI tract constantly. In India, we have been eating that. That means you're conferred that immunity. Okay. Now you can tell them that if everybody is drinking buttermilk, then why is this corona hitting them? Okay. There's another factors out there, other nutritional factors, the disease involved in it, plus stress factor. Okay, and also nutritional habits are changing. People they're get very modernized right now. Why eat sadhanam? Okay, that's made for servants. Why is buttermilk, and instead I want to have Coca-Cola or something like that? See, our habits are changing. I personally believe we have to go back to our nutritional habits. Plus, Indian food has spices. These spices, herbs, are antiviral. Okay, they will kill even the coronavirus. Okay, I did a lot of work. Even my patent is based on that. Okay, so the nutrition is another one. Lack of fear is another one. Now let's talk about vaccines. Okay, it's a good idea because people have to do. It's a nutrition is one aspect of it. Not having a fear, not having a stress is one factor. Now we also have vaccines. These vaccines. Last year I gave on the worldwide. I came on TV and I told them that the virus. What happens here? The virus came into your body. Now we are trying to stop it. Okay, we are putting a drug or something to it. Now the virus starts mutating. The vaccine is nothing but if I take the virus and I inactivate it and poke it into our own body, then what happens? It's a foreigner. Our body sees that as a foreigner, but it is subdued. When it's subdued, our own body try to make antibody to it. Okay, our T cells and B cells, they make antibody to it. And if you want the more science behind that, after the questions I'll answer, but generally I'm giving. So we made an antibody for the specific virus. Now guess what? Now the antibody is there. Now the virus figures out, hey, there's something is bothering me in this body. He will mutate. That means he will change. The genetics are changed. When the genetic is changed, the spike composition changes too. When the spike composition changes, now your antibody doesn't work. Now the body has to make another antibody. Okay, so vaccine is done for a specific genome. So that's why if virus mutate now, that vaccine doesn't work. You got to make another one. Or efficiency go down. That's what is happening. We have alpha, beta, gamma, delta. These are all the variants because the A virus is constantly mutating. What we do is, as Sir Isaac Newton said, for every life, for every action, there's equal and opposite reaction. Okay, that is why we are going through this problem. Where we go to AstraZeneca, or we will go to the Pfizer vaccine, and then you have the Chinese vaccine, and you have Sputniks, and on and on and on. No matter how many vaccines you do, the virus is mutating. As I told you, this is the largest RNA this particular virus has. Okay, and then everybody is attacking the spike protein to inactivate it. Okay, my pattern just now. Jyoti told the number and everything for you. The first time in the world I got it. My approach is totally different. I'm not going after the spike. I'm going after the fat layer below that. So that way I can bust the virus and then don't even help him to mutate on the spike. Even if it mutates, it doesn't matter, I can kill it. And also my principle has always been work on the immunity, develop a tremendous amount of immunity in your body so we can override this thing. And this is where the yoga and all these things come in, positive mental attitude, meditation, the whole thing, we can control these things. Okay, that's another aspect of this. Okay, with that, I think I'm going to take, I think I covered it as much as I could without boring you. Now you can ask me the questions and then I will answer. Is it okay?
I want to ask a question.
Yes.
I want to ask a question. See, like after we keep hearing about the new variants. Okay. So,
yes.
like, after Delta variant, are we going to see any new variant? That is my question, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Jyoti, the next variant already started. It is called Mu, MU. You can call it Mu or Mu, whatever. Mu is a new one that started. This particular mutation, now you all understand the mutation. This particular mutation, people are telling this one is going to resist any vaccine we have right now. Okay. And at least Delta was responding to some of the Pfizer and AstraZeneca and all these. They are telling this, we don't know the full details yet. This particular mutant, I heard it's going to be very violent and it's going to override all the antibodies that there before. Okay. In other words, all the vaccines you have before, this guy may override it. They are studying that right now. It's going to be very dangerous. That's what still it's under study, but it is there. It is the one that came out now. Mu, MU, that's after the Delta. I heard it's going to attack the kids too, and again we'll talk about that too, how to protect the kids and all that. I have ideas on that.
Okay, sir. During our recent, you might have observed, India as a country, as a nation. Do you think how it was prepared to handle all this COVID situation? So we came across, people were, dying because of not having oxygen. I personally never seen before. Okay, so what is your take on this? Like, do you think India as a country is prepared or not prepared, or what is the reasons for not having enough oxygen? Any other situations globally affected, and how well we can prepare in future? Maybe you can give few suggestions in keeping India as a nation, and also more specifically to Andhra and Telangana.
The answer to that, like for example, I'll tell you. See, oxygen. Remember, I gave you pathogenesis, how this hurts the lungs, and then when you're not able to breathe, we got to push oxygen. Yeah, we got to push oxygen, and then the problem that came in. If you look at the New York, Jyoti, what happened in 2020 March, April, May, June. A tremendous number of deaths, both in Italy as well as in New York. Okay, we all know that people died left and right. There's not even a space left to bury these people. Okay, what happened here, in my opinion, when the people went in, the medical people were not fully aware of this. Okay, they were not prepared for this. How they were controlling the oxygen, the amount of oxygen pumped in, and everything might have created some problem too. I don't know. Okay, what the story is. But people always blamed it. And no more people are coming in. I don't have oxygen. ICU is full and all that, Okay, what has happened to it? But again, it came suddenly. That's why it is this kind of problem. Now, another issue too. Another issue, I can bring it up right now. People can disagree with me or agree with me. I don't. My opinion. Yeah, my opinion. Like, like an Indian household, for example, you ask about India, okay? Let's say a guy has money. We have different sectors. People have tons of money. There's a beggar out there, and there is a middle class people who cannot afford and all that. But the guy with little money or something like that, or anybody in a household, the guy gets a cough, a little bit cold, a little temperature. We don't know why. Immediately, his own family is telling him, hey, go to the hospital, go check it out right now. Okay, we don't want you in the house because the kids are here. Okay, they're driving this guy to the hospital. We go to the hospital and they take a swab and everything. Okay, RT-PCR test, they run it on him. Okay, and then a lot of times it comes positive. Okay, then they say, my God, you have an option here, boy. You are COVID positive. You're going to be a dead bird pretty soon. What do you want me to do? Okay, then you will say, okay, well, do something because my wife kicked me out of the house because I came to the hospital. Okay, all right, here is a bed here. It's going to cost you money, but you will live. Okay. So then they poke in some injection on him, and all right. So 3 days later, he's fine. He comes home. Okay. Now, question here is, did he need all this? Okay, he was okay. He was breathing normal and everything, but they kept him in the bed for a while, and then it depends on his financial situation, depends on his, how now he's scared. He's sitting in the hospital. He doesn't know when he's going to die. Okay, I mean he's sent there, and they will poke oxygen on him and all that, all on and on and on. And then people forgot there's a secondary infection. You go to the hospital, it's full of viruses. Okay, at least your house has less. They have more coronavirus there, and then they stay there and everything, and then ultimately he dies. Okay, now he didn't have to go there to start out. Just only give those beds to people who need it, who are under distress, not too far to go for simple things. You see what I mean? This is my point. If you manage it right, you're an IT specialist, Jyoti, you understand that. You manage it right. I have this many population, this is what I am having, and do you have the real symptom or what have you? That is what it is. A lot of people died who went to hospital. Okay, if you take the statistics, I've been asking everybody, give me the statistics. How many people died in the hospitals? How many people died at the home? Okay, now we don't know the answer yet. That's why is India ready? India is not ready for all that because a lot of cases they may not need the ventilators. Okay, and they're there. Okay, this is why my friend in India, he came along with me on TV. He even told, okay, Rajendra, okay, Rajendra Kadiala, okay, is my good friend. He's a dentist, and him and I gave a lot of webinars. He came and told people, don't get panicky, guys. If you get a high temperature, take some aspirin or something. If you have cough syrup. You don't have to run for checking. Okay, 2 years before, when you didn't have COVID, when you have a cough and cold, did you run to the hospital for everything? We didn't. Now, too much testing, and the virus is going to be positive. It's everywhere. Okay, it's in your nose and throat and everything because your mask is not holding unless you have N95, which is you can't wear every day, all nights and everything. So when you breathe it, and I told you the dimension of it, it is 20 to 100 nanometers, so tiny. It is about 1,000 times smaller than a small dust particle, which you can't even see. So when you poke it in, yes, if it is there, it comes positive. I hope I answered your question.
Yep.
And another thing too, another problem, I want to bring it up. When they use these ventilators, you heard of this now, mucormycosis, black mold, yellow mold, white mold, and these are killing people again. Okay, why are these molds coming? What happened here? They're there to start up. When you give oxygen, if you don't sterilize the equipment properly, a lot of oxygen and less carbon dioxide coming out. Molds, they like oxygen. When you give a lot of oxygen and you give a cortisone injections, your blood sugar goes up. When your blood sugar goes up, when oxygen is more, these molds will come on. Molds are growing, they're killing people again. Okay, now you went for a COVID, now you treated a COVID, now you have another problem that's going to kill you. Okay, so this is a transition, and then where you have to understand how to stop this virus. I hope I answered your question.
Yes.
It's a wide subject, Jyoti.
Yes, sir. So maybe if required, we will have further more talks. It is just to kick off with us today. We have got few questions in our registration form also, sir. So maybe
Sure,
I will go through that questions first before we take up the live questions.
Sure.
And if we answered already those questions, we can go to the next question. So the few questions which we got in the registration. First question is, what are the changes our body undergo after recovering from COVID? Do we need to undergo any blood test post recovery? Is Delta variant effective on children, and how to protect them from these emerging viruses? How long will this emerging of new variants continue?
Okay, let's start with the first phase of the question. Like, how long after the COVID? Let's say you recovered from the COVID. Okay, you recovered from the COVID. What's going to happen to me? A lot of people came to my office and they said, after COVID, we are not able to breathe properly. Okay, and then sometimes, some days they're going to asthma attacks and everything. And then some people said no problem. Okay, they got over it and all that. The main thing people have to understand, when the virus came in, it disturbed some of the system, but the body was able to come back. So what my suggestion to that is, after the COVID, keep doing the pranayama, okay, yoga, anulom vilom, because fill the lungs with oxygen. Okay, it's like working like a ventilator. Really, you go like this, right? And I don't have to do. You're guru of the yoga. Okay, I shouldn't be. I should be posing like a yoga expert. But you fill the lung. There's a tidal layer. You expand the alveoli. Okay. Second thing is yoga. You are also strengthening your mind. Remember, I told you panic. Okay, like a fight or flight mechanism. Okay, if I'm scared. If I'm scared, this virus is going to kill me, and then then my body doesn't recognize. It's like a rowdy attacking you or a tiger attacking you. Same thing. A virus also, you think, oh my God, that's just going to kill me, right? So that's where the yoga come in. In yoga, you see God. Okay, your subconscious and superconscious are together with you at the mind and the body. Okay, so when you are together like that, so you're not scared. That means the hormonal system changes. You're not under stress. Okay, believe me or not, it's a proven fact. Okay, it's a proven fact. Your blood pressure comes down, blood sugar comes down with the positive mental attitude, which can be attested by the yoga through meditation. Okay, meditation is part of the yoga, and the exercises. What you do and all that, it reduces the blood sugar in the blood and your hormones changes. Okay, that all go for improving your immunity. Positive mental attitude, meditation, through meditation, changes the hormonal structure and changes the immune system, which I can give more answers if somebody has more questions on that, because it's a wide subject, how they all get activated because of this. The human being, always remember, Jyoti, a human being is as smart as we are. Sometimes our own smart works against us. We are the only ones on the earth with a central nervous system, the brain, central nervous system. This brain sees the glory and also misery in the same way. Okay, in other words, you can think I'm lousy, I'm no good. You are lousy and no good because your own brain did it. If you think I'm the best, I'm fine, I can override the coronavirus, you can. Okay, now this is what it is. People think, what does coronavirus have to do with my positive mental attitude? It has tremendous effect because your immune system. See, for example, I'll tell you, before taking a test, any examiner, all of us go through a little stress. When you go through that stress period, you get the sore throat, you get the flu, all kinds of nonsense. Okay, in one day. Yeah, if you're under tremendous tension, you didn't sleep right, next day you got sore throat and all this, because the virus is always there, some kind of virus. When they see that immune system, see how quickly immune system come down, and then it could attack you. Okay, then it's a vicious circle. Then it attacked you, then you go through the disease syndrome and on and on and on. Okay, so second answer for you. Well, how long this is going to go? How long this mess is going to go? I told everybody, the virus has equal opportunity. He's going to mutate. He's going to be mutating. So Vaccines will come on, treatments will come on, so does the mutation. It's going to go on and on and on. So what is the thing? God gave us a tremendous immune system for human being, okay, to override any disease. Now, if not, the COVID should have killed everybody, right? I can tell you in 1918, first Spanish flu came. Spanish flu came. Spanish flu infected in 500 million people. Okay, 500 million people were infected with Spanish flu virus, H1N1 virus. Just that's an influenza virus. Okay, now 50 million people died, Jyoti. Okay, 50 million people died with that attack. Okay, now those days they didn't have medicines, they didn't know what to do with it and all that. That is called antigenic shift, because that happened. That particular virus is a combination of genes from animals and human. The human being didn't know what to do. It didn't respond. So a lot of people died. Okay. Now this pandemic, what we got is a coronavirus. Coronavirus also interaction of the genes. This is what happened in this one. It's a complete paradox right now, how this genome formed. Okay. So considering that, to answer your question, so we went through 5 mutations now. Okay. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Okay. And now we're into mu, right? Mu is coming out right now. So when does this mess start? That's your question, correct? The question here is, when do we stop this nonsense, okay? That's only way to stop this nonsense is through positive mental attitude, nutrition. I told you, probiotics, load them up, okay? Because that way you reduce the inflammation in the body and everything. And also, let's see if the vaccines come in. A good vaccine will come in, you may stop it, but it takes a little work, because this particular organism is mutating heavily, okay? So my answer to that is, how do we protect our kids, our children, okay? Same thing, teach them, pray to God, okay? God is wonderful, prayer is very good, prayer, irrespective of religion, prayer is very good, because it strengthens your central nervous system. Somebody is protecting me, because the virus is out there, it is there, okay? That is where that is my best answer for that. Okay, medication, and I designed it. You can, a little later, you can ask me what is my patent is all about. I'm the first one in the world who got the patent to treat corona. Okay.
Thank you, sir. So I got a few more questions in the registration. I will go through all the questions at a time, sir. Maybe we'll
go ahead.
Summary of that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like yoga for seniors above 70. What is your recommendation? I will just go through all those. Then we will take it up answer, sir. As a summary. How to improve our immunity to build resistance to COVID-19. I think we have answered enough for this. And how can you make yoga, Ayurveda, and naturopathy as mainstream therapy?
Excellent question. I always told people, okay, I'm not biased or anything. My friend, Dr. Amarnath, I hope he is listening. He's from Bangalore. Excellent Ayurvedic doctor, the best of the best of the best. Okay, he's the top notch, and he always tell me that he has a medicine, co-flu protector, that that will stop the coronavirus. But again, the problem here is, okay, that is an Ayurvedic science. Allopathics are different, and there's a battles here. You know who has to do what. You see what I mean? This battle has always been there. And Jyoti, you come out and say, okay, hey, you do yoga, you'll get out of it. This corona is no big deal. Yoga will knock it off, right? You both have point. Dr. Amarnath has point. This his herbs and Ayurveda will help it. And of course, yoga is part of the Ayurveda, okay? And you could be asking me, well, how do I know? I learned Ayurveda, Jyoti. I did. I taught Ayurveda too, because out of interest, I learned. And I was teaching for the medical people. I was teaching Ayurveda as a complementary alternative medicine. Okay. Now we have to look into all these complementary alternative medicines, which are part of the biological systems, which are approved. Okay. Any medical doctor can advocate yoga and also can advocate Ayurveda. Okay. Nobody is stopping them, and we should not be biased either. We should be very open-minded on it. And now, to answer your second phase of your question, old age people, immunosenescence, okay, 70, like for example, statistics right now in the world, 80% of the people who died are in the age group of 80 to 90. 13% of the people are in the age group of 60 to 70. Okay, 70 to 80, I think, 70 to 80. 7% of the people were 60 to 70. But rest of the population, irrespective, it's because of their comorbid conditions and their state of health, state of immunity, all these, that is what the fact is playing right now. And the variant is coming too. Variant is coming, variant is taking advantage of this fear and everything. Okay, so for older people, okay, they know their immune system is down. As we age, our immune system come down. But we can also override it. And I've been telling you that. You take the cultured buttermilk that they make at home, okay, ferment it for 12 hours, you get the probiotic and their immunomodulin. Immunomodulin, these bacteria produce immunomodulins. And when you drink those things, immunomodulin give more immunity, okay? And then to the yoga, meditation, do exercises and improve your immunity. Even old age people can be protected, Jyoti. I hope I answered that question.
Yep, yes, sir. So, okay, few more questions what we have got. Tips for positive thinking. I think we have covered very much about positive thinking. Impact of stem cell treatment on COVID patients.
Stem cell treatment. Again, here it is. What is a stem cell? Go back into the basics of it. When a human being is conceived, egg and a sperm, it's a single cell, right? One cell. That one cell has all the message to make your head and the limbs and the internal organs on and on and on. That's what is stem cells, okay? So some people are telling, like for example, it may not be legal all over the world, but they're telling, okay, if lungs are shot, if lungs are completely shot, okay? For example, you went through that cytokine storm, there's a glassy lung, you're not able to breathe and all that. Stem cells definitely will do, okay? But I could not comment on it because I have not seen the data on that thing, okay? But it's a thing, it's a right direction. It's a step in the right direction.
Okay. And then one more question we got. All the smell I am feeling same, especially fumes or smell coming out of cooking feels same, irrespective of the dish. So please advise to overcome the solution. And what
Repeat
kind of
the question. Repeat the question again.
All the smell I am feeling same. Especially fumes or smell coming out of cooking feel same, irrespective of the dish.
That's good. That's a very good question too. What happens here? The difference between the regular flu and the COVID, okay? The influenza virus versus the COVID. The difference is this COVID virus, it attacks the nerve endings in the nose and in the mouth, okay? It destroys those nerve endings. That's why you don't feel taste good and your smell is not right, okay? Now, nervous system can be improved. Okay, this is where I was coming on my patent and everything. Where I'm coming at is, if you take a proper probiotic with immunomodulins, okay, eventually you get over that problem. And you keep believing it because it's not a permanent damage. Okay, it is not a permanent damage. In some people, Jyoti, it took about 6 months to gain their smell back. Okay, there's nothing to panic. Eventually, you'll get it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, few more to end up. Even after taking 2 doses of vaccination, do I need to revaccinate on periodic basis? Okay.
That I think I answered it before, because let me give you a little history on this vaccination, because a lot of people are confused about it right
so
now.
Just to add one more question, like if person has diabetics or heart attack, it is said that they should not take a vaccine. So you may add your opinion on this question as well.
Okay, well, that's a tough question. I'll answer that. Diabetes is considered a comorbid condition. Heart problems and diabetes are comorbid conditions. Comorbid conditions means because of the diabetes, your immune system is down to start out. Okay, when the immune system is down, what people are telling is now I'll explain to you about the vaccines. Let me tell you what. Now let's get back into that. Now you'll answer your own question. 2 kinds of vaccines are there. 4 kinds of vaccines are there right now. Vaccines are, one is whole cell. just like we used to get Tika in India, when we were kids, right? Not you, you're younger, but I did. I got Tika, right? Still, we have those marks. Those are dead virus. If it takes a COVID-19, I kill the COVID-19 with formaldehyde or what have you, a dead virus, I'll poke it in, then your body produces antibody. That's one kind of vaccine. The second kind of vaccine is extracting parts of the virus and then injecting it. Now, let's talk about AstraZeneca. AstraZeneca is developed in Oxford University. A brilliant idea. What they used a vector. They took adenovirus and then took a gene on that and then implanted a DNA to code for the spike protein. So your own body produces that so-called spike protein is produced from your own body from this vaccine. Now your body reacts to that foreign protein and produces antibody. Okay, so that's one way the AstraZeneca is working. The Pfizer vaccine is totally different. Pfizer vaccine is a mRNA. Okay, they're taking the print of that and then they're injecting it. It will produce the protein, same basis, but your own body is producing antibody to that. So that I hope I answered this. This is where your answer is. Well, after taking 1 and 2 doses, then do I take another one? How long is it going to go? It all depends on how well the organism is mutating, how well this COVID-19 is mutating. As we talked earlier, this Delta, up to Delta, we're just hanging in there, okay? Sometimes working, this Mu is another variant coming in. This may not respond to that. They may have to make another vaccine to it. But my thinking has always been, while this is going on, improve your immunity. Ultimately, where is antibody coming from? From your own body, okay? So vaccine is only an agent to induce antibody. So you improve your immune system to produce stronger antibodies, okay? That is ultimate to survive. And to do that, your all positive mental attitudes and your meditations and nutrition and all of that play, okay? And the so-called take precautions, wash your hands and all those nice things, okay? I hope I answered that question.
Yep.
To answer that, that's a complicated question, and it all depends on how the vaccine is, the virus is going to go. My take on that is, we got to be brave to attack the virus. Virus is not that strong, but we have to understand his behavior to knock him out.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. So the questions we got in our online, after COVID vaccination, do ladies get menstrual problems?
Oh, that's that's another interesting research and development question. Okay. Now, the COVID, according to the statistics, men are getting more COVID infections than women. Hope I'm right, Jyoti. This is what you might have been doing your study too. Okay. It's all statistics not coming from my office. It's coming from all over the world, right? So the question here is, after the COVID, does it hurt the menstrual? My own banker told me the same thing. His daughter was 18 years old, and the kid wanted to get the vaccine, okay? Her friends came back and said, after taking the vaccine, their menstrual cycle got disturbed, okay? So that's why she's not taking it. How is it related, this vaccine, to the menstrual cycles? Only projection, if it is true, if it's a true observation, I would imagine it has something to do with the hormonal imbalance, and also the antibody is being produced from the cells, but it depends on which vaccine they took it to, which one is acting. That's all I can tell right now, Jyoti, because it is some of those statistical observations. Okay, it doesn't. A lot of them we cannot explain. Okay, it's a very complicated system, Only I can take projection on it, why it's happening. But if the observation is correct, it's always said, if you know the problem, you can get an answer. If I create a problem, that's not a problem, there's no answer to it. Okay, see what I mean? That's why we have to have a proper observation on it. Then I think there's an answer how to do it. But some people have been complaining. Yes, you're right. So that is why, to go back to your answer. Okay, go back, improve your immunity. So you don't have to go through all this mess. Okay, improve your immunity, proper nutrition, proper meditation, proper exercises, proper precautions. Okay, that is the ultimate answer for that.
Okay, thank you, sir. So further questions in the live. Reddy, would you please provide brief details about? Yeah, I think I will come back on that. What could be the impact of or benefit of stem cell therapy to on COVID patients? I think we have covered this one already.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
when we expected to end the pandemic to normal life, what is the root cause? If found the root cause, why not destroy the virus?
Excellent question. When does this COVID thing end, right? Remember I told you, when the COVID virus gets into our cell, simultaneously another virus coming, animal virus. That two RNAs marry and it turns into antigenic shift. That's where pandemic started. After the antigenic shift, what happened? A lot of people die. Now what happens? This virus keep on mutating, not outside genes. These old genes are mutating. This is called antigenic drift. So antigenic drift is what is causing right now, what we are going through. Like normally, whoever asked the question, normally as these mutations go, these things get weaker. But this is getting stronger. Okay, so at one point it may level off. We don't know when it's going to level off. So my take on this is, since we don't know when it's going to level off, take extra precautions to improve immunity. Immunity is number one game. You have to improve your own immunity. Okay, vaccines are there, treatments are there. I understand that. That's the therapeutic aspect of it, or preventative aspect of it. To me, the main thing is nutrition, positive mental attitude, meditation, on and on and on. Okay, prayer has a lot of effect, because people can argue with me. I sound like a Swami right now. I'm not. I'm a scientist. Okay, right? Jyoti, in your earlier conversation, you said that I went through in my life. I practiced all of this. I witnessed it, the change in my life. That is your answer. Same thing had to happen here. This seminar is given worldwide because I want to induce positive mental attitude. Okay, manodairyam. You said Swami Vivekananda, you said that. He said that. Okay, if you believe that you're strong, you're strong. If you believe you're weak, you're weak. If you believe virus is strong, virus is strong. If you believe virus is nonsense, it is. Okay.
Yep. Thank you, sir. There were many people dying post recovery from COVID with some other infection in India. Please advise the reasons behind and how to prevent the post COVID infections.
Now, that question I want to split into two. In your presentation on me, you said I won the national awards for treating hospital-associated infections. Hospital-associated infections. What these are is very interesting. All over the world. It's not only one specific country. Let's say I got a problem with my heart. Yeah, something like that. I went to a hospital. Okay, they joined me in the hospital. They did a little surgery on me, all those nice things, and then they send me home. Yeah, if I stay in the hospital longer than 2 weeks, I pick up some other infection. I went for some heart problem. Now I have another infection. It's called nosocomial infection or hospital-acquired infection due to antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Also, even these viruses, they come in. You acquired something else. Okay, while you're in the hospitalized, So these are called secondary infections. For example, to answer that, is your mucormycosis, okay? The mold infection. Mold infection is a white, yellow, and then you have black mold infections and all that. Not only that, you're also going to have bacterial infections. Okay, those are secondary infections. It is not because of the COVID. See, the COVID, what it did, it depends on how much damage it did on your lungs. If it's a regular thing, you're okay. Not only that, COVID virus, if you go into the blood vessels or something like that, it attaches to ACE2. ACE2 is the receptor site. It attaches to that, it gets into the body and makes its babies, right? This ACE2 is the one that controls your blood pressure. ACE2 receptor, that angiotensin converting enzyme, is the one that controls the conversion of angiotensin 2 to angiotensin 1,7. If you don't get the angiotensin 1-7, your blood pressure goes up and you develop thrombosis. You develop the blood vessel damage. Okay, and that's what the secondary things were happening with that. So anyway, to handle that one, an answer to that is immunoglobulins, eat whey proteins, okay, and also the buttermilk, okay, the fermented buttermilk. You get that immunoglobulin in it. You get the immunomodulins in it, and you're getting the live bacteria in it, and all that. That will protect that. Plus, not only that, the reason they're getting the infection, their immune tolerance is low. And also inflammation is still there in the body. So you have to counteract the inflammation. That can be done with activating T regulatory cell in the gastrointestinal tract, which can be done with your simple idea is buttermilk, fermented buttermilk. Go back to the nature, make it home and eat the damn thing, okay? That's the answer. Keep doing 3 times a week.
So there are few questions related to buttermilk actually. Is milk better than buttermilk? I will sum up all the questions. Is milk better than buttermilk to pump probiotics into the body? And one more question I got related to buttermilk. Okay, can we take probiotics available in the market instead of buttermilk? Okay, so one more personal question I have, like people say that milk is not good for a human body, and also curd is not good. Okay, so you can throw some light on it in addition to buttermilk.
See, being a dairy technologist, working on the microorganisms for 50 years, I've been working on this, okay? I can answer that to you. A lot of myth in there. Oh, milk is bad for me. Why is that? Milk is not bad. Okay.
So it's like one more thing, milk, kefir.
Milk, curd?
Yeah.
Kefir.
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 Yeah.
Kefir is it originated in Russia. Okay, kefir is nothing but mana sadhana. See, just in I tell in Telugu, the kefir is nothing but you take the milk, you have lactobacillus, and then yeast is grown in that, and then what it does, it produces a little bit of alcohol, just like the sadhana in the morning. Okay, it has a little bit of alcohol comes in, and the lactic fermentation, and what it does, it converts not only kefir. When you make the buttermilk from the milk has casein. It's an allergen. So for some people, okay, it creates, it's like an allergen. Milk also has lactose sugar. Lactose sugar is a disaccharide. It causes lactose intolerance. Some people have gas problems and all those, But when you ferment it like a buttermilk, the casein is broken down. The protein is broken down. It turns into hypoallergenic, less allergenic. And the lactose sugar is broken down to glucose, galactose, and lactic acid. So it's no longer a disaccharide, it's a monosaccharides, glucose and galactose. It won't irritate your GI tract. See what I mean? This is the buttermilk. This is why in India, all our elders, even before science came in, they were coming with this concept. If you in your own house, your grandmother will tell, hey, if you don't drink buttermilk, you're going to have a problem. Eat it. Isn't that true? In at least in Telugus, whatever I know, I'm sure in North India too, they're consuming that because fermentation is good. Okay, it will eliminate the allergen issue and lactose intolerance. Kefir, I told you, kefir started in Russia. Okay, it's a good product. Kefir is a good product. Kefir is as good as your homemade buttermilk.
Okay. Okay, sir. Like few more questions. In the chat window, if anyone has questions, please post in Q&A. Okay, questions in the Q&A will be taken up. Okay, so in the chat window, let me read few questions if any valid. Just want to ask, is there any research going on the side effects to COVID affected persons in future? What precautions they need to take?
After recovering from the COVID? Is that the question?
Is there any research going on the side effects to COVID affected persons in future and what precautions they need to take?
One of the side effects of the COVID, if you list the whole thing, is anxiety, depression, headaches, and also some people are reporting asthma and sleeplessness, hair loss, on and on and on. These are all the symptoms worldwide people are reporting. So after the COVID, you got out the infection, then you try to see after the COVID infection, what happened in your body, your immune system is drummed up. Okay, it's really active right now after the COVID infection. And then what you got to do with that is to reduce the inflammation. Inflammation is the cause for cancer or anything. So what you got to do with this, you have to strengthen your microbiota. Gastrointestinal flora has to be strengthened. So does the nasal epithelial bacterial inhabitants in there. Okay, and that to produce the defenses in the cell. Okay, that is the best treatment to handle this. If you keep promoting good bacteria in your GI tract and that don't have constipation, okay, that's another worst thing to have. No constipation. You stick with proper schedules and everything, and then you will override it. That's the best I can tell.
Okay.
Because if you have a comorbid condition, for example, even if you're from recover and if you have a diabetes or hypertension, all that, you try to reduce them because they are the ones that are exposing you for the COVID. Okay.
And how WHO or USA is taking care to face a new situation like this, and how did it came to humans?
How did the virus come to the human?
Yeah, that is one question. One more part of it is how WHO or USA is taking care to face a new situations like this.
Right now, if you take the WHO, okay, like for example, when the Wuhan situation started in China, okay, and then there's a lot of controversy went on. Hey, should we stop the flights? We don't want the transmission of believe me, airplane alone is not the one bringing the virus. Okay, it is all over the air, and they transmit. They go actually. To be honest with you, they can travel 2,000 miles in every day. Okay, even faster. These viruses, they're tiny. They get in the air. Okay, now to answer this question, okay, what did WHO do? WHO, World Health Organization, can only set the guidelines. They want you to wear the masks, or they want to promote vaccine, and also they want to do anything that you can do to control it, but they're not the ultimate answer. Ultimate answer is lying in every household. Keep houses clean, practice good sanitation of the house, and then believe me, that will take care of a lot of problems. Only thing they're doing right now, Jyoti, is taking care of if a cough come in, go to the hospital, do this and vaccine and all that. Also take everybody, every citizen should take care of it like a mission to kill this virus. It can be done. With WHO, all these organizations and the politicians, and they can talk all day long, okay? But ultimately, the virus is a virus, okay? And that in my books, as a matter of fact, I have a second patent coming now on how to inactivate the coronavirus RNA, okay? It's genetic material. It's a basic science, okay? Now that's all coming in, that's next in line for me. And when once this patent just came in and I was busy with it. And then later I will tell them how to do it. It's not that hard to control this. Okay, I hope I answered that.
Yes, sir. Okay.
What is America doing? What's America doing? America is doing something. We have two issues here. One is 50% of the population, is it 55% of the population don't want to take the vaccine. 45% want to take the vaccine. We got two different sectors of the politicians, one say yes, one say no. So we are going through all these issues, and also the human rights, people don't want to be forced. If I tell everybody go wear a mask, they said, who are you to tell me? Yeah, I have my own citizen rights. I'm not going to do it, okay? A vaccine, some people are scared. Okay, I don't want to take vaccine. Just like somebody brought up a question, is it going to affect the menstrual cycles? If that is so, the people hear about, they don't want to do it. Some people have some other problem. And because of the social media, we're getting all this info, okay? So that's what America is trying to do now. Go take vaccines and wear masks again, and then lockdowns. Let's lockdown again. Lockdown did a lot of damage on the world. The economy is hurt right now. And if you keep on doing lockdowns, pretty soon you will not have COVID. Maybe you may or may not, but the economy will go to hell. Okay. So we got to understand the nature of the virus and try to fight it around. Okay.
Okay. I mean, there are more questions related to virus. someone asked, is it due to bats or due to other reasons? How can it be avoided in future?
Why did this virus come in? I have my own theory on that.
Is it due to bats or any other thing?
Bat is one, but let's analyze this. Global warming. Global warming. We're having a problem right now in Louisiana, in New York. You have a problem somewhere. Hottest 2021 is the hottest summer we ever had in last 100 years in America. Okay, our temperatures went up to 115. Yeah, 115 degrees Fahrenheit. We never had in last 100 years this average temperature going up. Why is that? It's because of the global warming. Global warming is global gases going in, and then our temperature of the world is going up. So not only animals mutate, bacteria mutate, viruses mutate, all of these mutations are in a way linked to the human negligence. Okay, that's what happened to it. This global warming is a global negligence. Consequently, these viruses are mutating too because the temperature is not conducive for them. Okay, when the conditions are bad, every organism try to change. That change turned out to be bad to us. It came from the bad to the human to the human. Okay.
Okay.
These are all very philosophical questions. They're hard. I'm just giving, since I worked on the global warming, and I can tell you, global warming is real. People cannot take it easily. Okay. That is stemming this whole problem. That question is very good question we were asked. Okay. Why did we get into this mess? Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. So let us. What is the minimum number of hours for milk fermentation to make healthy curd or buttermilk? Someone says 6 hours and someone says 12 hours.
12 hours. 12 hours. The reason for that, I'll tell you what that is, what it means. It's not a myth. You take the milk and you added this bacteria. Yesterday's buttermilk, you add to this, right? When you add to that, the bacteria have to grow. There are a variety of bacteria. They're not one. So many genus and species are there. Lactobacillus is there, Streptococcus is there, Pediococcus is there, Propionibacterium is there, okay? And then some of the yeast, Saccharomyces is there, some of the molds is there. They're all growing in there. They're good. I mean, they're acclimatized to make this product. So, but they have to grow. They have to grow their numbers. And then as they grow, they produce their byproduct. It is called immunomodulin. Immunomodulin is the one that activates your lymphatic system along with the bacteria. So in 12 hours, after 12 hours, these immunomodulins are more. Okay. When you have more of those, that will activate your immune system. Okay. You have to ferment it longer. I know it will be acidic. Yeah, dilute it, do whatever you got to do. You know, or eat it with some pickle or something.
Okay. Few more questions. Why black fungus cases in India? And so many viruses hearing day by day, and when can be back normal like 2018?
I want to get back normal too. I want to go to the weddings. I want to go have fun, a lot of parties and all that. It's all stopped now. Okay, human being is a social being. We need all those. We need get-togethers. If not, we get depressed. Okay, that's another good question. When do we become normal? Okay, this has been a question that is asked to me every day. When do we become normal? I want to live a normal life. Okay, to do that, when do we get out of this infection? First, we have to make up our state of mind. Think the virus is going to be there. Hey, what is that I'm going to do? I'm not going to get scared and get going in life. Okay, take every precaution you could, and then you'll be fine. To tell you when am I going to be back normal, it's in you. If every citizen cooperate with it and then get it, we'll get out of the problem. Did I answer the question, or am I missing something?
Yeah, I think also. So now we will take the question related to kids. What kind of food we can give to children to improve their immunity system?
Like depends on the population. Okay, if you take you have Indians, Caucasians, Indians, we have Chinese, we have Anglo-Saxon white people. So we have different colors, okay, of the people. Okay, now their food habits are different. You take the South America, their food, Spain, food habits are different. England, food habits are different. And then if you take India, food habits are different. Take Punjab, food habits are different than southern India. Madras is different, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, we all have, right? Different foods. So no matter what it is, if we take the search came in, my friend, I think he may be listening to this too. Um, the Dr. Kishore, Dr. Bellam Konda Kishore, is an MD, PhD, MBA, well-educated man, very brilliant man. He told me one thing. In the United States, from 1960 on versus before 60, if you look at the population, why did these people develop obesity? We have 60% obesity in this country. Obesity will predispose to a lot of diseases, correct? They want to know what happened here. Is it because of McDonald's? Is it because of fast foods? Or something happened here. In this population, some change came in, and we are exposed to more diseases and the obesity. Like you gave a seminar, right? You said somebody how to lose weight, okay? And this weight problem is going on. Okay, what they discovered, it is not the amount of food they're eating. It is not the fast foods only. It is what happened here, the flora. Okay, we have in the gastrointestinal state, there are 100 trillion bacteria are there. 100 trillion bacteria are represented by 1,000 different genera and species of bacteria. The 1,000 different families are there. Okay, these families, their composition changed. Composition changed in the Anglo-Saxon white. Okay, but if you take the Indian population, stick to the food habits what we had. Okay, you don't need the fancies now. We don't have to drink too much sugar drinks, on and on and on. Stick with it. You remember in olden days when somebody guests come in, they were not giving them Coca-Cola, they're not giving them Pepsi, they were giving them buttermilk. Correct? Am I right, guys? You know,
even Ronaldo, right, in press conference, when he took away Coke, right, it became so popular. And
yeah, so that we have to shift back to some of the habits, and then see, like I told you, the gastrointestinal flora is the one dictating it. I don't care. A lot of people can argue with me. I wrote just another article. I'm going to write another article on this to medical journals. I've been telling them that gastrointestinal flora, microbiota and microbiome, it's the genetics of those bacteria is going to dictate our health and our immunity. I hope I answered that question. And ferment that buttermilk 12 hours and drink it. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, this global webinar about pre and post COVID pandemic, we are organizing this one with support of other organizations from, like globally, like Singapore Telugu Samadham, North American Telugu Association, and we have Telugu Association of Switzerland, and Telugu Kala Samiti Bahrain, and Navayandra Telugu Association from Australia, Telugu Association of Nigeria, and Western Australia Telugu Association, and KL University. So these are the people our associations who are taking part in today's our webinar. And our webinar, like Switzerland, it's very late for them, and our event is live on YouTube, and also most probably some other channels also will be telecasting it. So it will, I'm very sure it will reach to everyone globally. As part of this, I want to few people invite so that they can talk, or if they have any question, they can share. Okay. So from like whoever associations I read out, you may raise your hand so that I can make you panelist. So first from Singapore Telugu Samadham, I will invite Koti Reddy. He is president of Singapore Telugu Samadham, and he will be joining soon. By that, I will be inviting Satya Chirla. He is honorary secretary of Singapore Telugu Samadham. If he has any question, and he will ask in live in the panel.
Thank you.
Satyagar, please turn your video. Satya garu, please turn your video on. Okay. So until Satya garu comes out, we have Prasad garu, Prasad Pipirineni. I will invite him to talk. Sir, you are not audible, sir. You are on mute. Yeah. Please go ahead, sir. You can unmute and you can talk.
Namaste, Professor Srinivas-Reddy garu. This is Prasad Tipineni from Australia, not a president. Thank you for giving a wonderful lecture and awareness of the virus impact on human life. And I congratulate Jyoteshwar for popularizing the yoga message across the world and inviting the leaders of the industry, leaders of the exports across the globe, like Professor Srinivas-Reddy garu. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate for sparing your time and popularizing this virus impact on human life and the precautions that we need to take. And I still remember the words that you mentioned. The grandmas always make this buttermilk. Even in my childhood, I remember that the people eat that sadhanam and then go to the work. They were so healthy, and even at the age of 80, they used to be healthy people. So in this modern world, we need to realize and remember going back to basics, phenomena of food habits. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your experience and knowledge to the global population in this current climate. I have one question, sir. The economic impact in the world, which is unpredictable at this time of the global pandemic. What will be the lifestyle in the current COVID or a future COVID type of viruses in the coming years? With your experience, please throw a light how the life of a human life in this COVID and post-COVID era.
Excellent, Randy. Prasad garu, I want to congratulate you. You brought up that Sadhana issue, what we were doing, people are living long. You're 100% correct, because even though I'm related to the food industry worldwide, but I'm also telling right now to people, let's go back to our habits before, okay? And but somehow we didn't have all these diseases. Cancers and everything are increasing every year. With all the modern science, the diseases are not coming down, okay? Number of medicines are going up, diseases are going up, and we are into something wrong, whole pattern of the human living. You see what I mean? Yeah. So I agree with you, Prasad garu. Okay. You remember? I'm glad you remember your grandmother too, telling, "Hey, you got to eat those, right?" we all remember that. Now, throwing on the economy, I run the worldwide business, okay, and I know what's impact it's having. Even in the food industry, we took a lot of bad. Food industry, the restaurants were closed, and then the social distancing, it's affecting the airline industry, and it affecting a lot of industries. And then, so ultimately, if we don't, where the politician have to get involved, Prasad, yeah, the politician have to get involved in it. Let's say if I'm running a big country, what I'll do right now is, hey, let's educate our people. Let's take all the precautions. Let's not tinker with the economy. Because at the end of the day, what happens here, even if I drive off COVID, if because of the lockdowns, then the economy in America, we're having a problem right now. People don't want to come to work, okay? And then a lot of offices, they're working from home, and a lot of disruption came in the business. So, sorry, you're 100% correct. And if a politician is overreacting, trying to protect his position, it's not helping the humanity. Okay. Ultimately, we got to balance this. We cannot be staying home because there's a virus is out there. Okay. We got to face it. That's the reason I want to come on this webinar and then tell exactly the truth behind it. Okay. That's all. We are very knowledgeable people. All the people who are living abroad, highly educated. Indian population, I mean, is well educated people. They'll understand it better. But it has to be taught. Eliminate the fear. Let's not dicker with the businesses. Okay? And if we do that, we're going to have problem. I hope I gave my answer, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Prasad garu, for your support. Now we have Satya Chirla garu, Honorary Secretary from Singapore Telugu Samajam, and we have Koti Reddy garu will be joining soon. And I will ask Satya garu to talk about Malli Reddy garu and ask question. Later we have Satya garu daughter also will be asking few questions. Yeah, Satya garu, you can go ahead.
Can you hear me, Jyoti?
Yeah, we can hear you. And yeah.
Namaskaram, M.S.Reddy garu. It was very nice.
Thanks, Satya garu.
Yeah, we got introduced to you. Like it's a maybe a long, it's a delayed introduction, but it was very nice meeting you. మీ గురించి తెలుసుకోవడం కానీ మీ పరిచయం కానీ ఈ ప్లాట్ఫామ్ ద్వారా మాకు కలిగినందుకు జ్యోతిని అప్రిషియేట్ చేస్తున్నాం మేమందరూ. అండ్ ఇట్స్ వెరీ ప్రౌడ్ అండ్ మాకు ఒక మీ గురించి తెలియగానే మీ ప్రొఫైల్ చదవగానే వినగానే ఏదో తెలియని ఒక గర్వం ఒక మాకందరికి కలిగింది. ఎందుకంటే మన తోటి తెలుగు వారు ఇట్లాగా దే ఆర్ డూయింగ్ దట్ బిగ్ సర్వీస్ టు ద వరల్డ్, దిస్ నేషన్ ఆర్ దిస్ హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ అన్నది ఇట్స్ ఎ గ్రేట్ థింగ్ అండి. ఓకే, కమింగ్ బ్యాక్, మీ ఈ సెషన్ అన్నది ఇట్ ఆన్సర్డ్ మెనీ క్వశ్చన్స్. దే ఆర్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ మిత్స్ అండ్ అంటే ఎవ్రీ ఇండియాలో ఇప్పుడు ఎట్లా ఉందంటే లాస్ట్ 1.5 years నుంచి ఎవ్రీబడి ఈజ్ ఎ డాక్టర్. అండ్ దట్ టు వాట్సాప్ హెస్ బికమ్ డాక్టర్. లైక్ ఎవరు థియరీలు వాళ్ళు ఇచ్చేయడం అంటే, అండ్ ఎవరు మెడిసిన్ వాళ్ళు తయారు చేసేయడం అంటే ఓకే ద ఇంగ్లీష్ మెడిసిన్, ఆయుర్వేద, వాట్ ఎవర్ హోమియోపతి, ఇవన్నీ దే ఆర్ ఆల్ ప్రూవ్డ్ సైన్సెస్ ఆర్ సమ్ ఆర్ అదర్ వే దే ఆర్ ఆల్ ప్రూవ్డ్. బట్ అది కాకుండా everybody has become a doctor. So these kind of sessions will generate awareness in people, and I hope it will reach to many people, especially in India. It is very much required what you told, because even I told in many scenarios, I told in many situations, our mental health can resolve a lot of issues within us. Mental health. So to attain mental health, one of the things is yoga, and the other thing is we should be strong, we should believe in ourselves. And even నేను బాగా నమ్మే మనిషిని. రెండోదండి చిన్న క్వశ్చన్, అంటే నా వైపు నుంచి ఒక కపుల్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఒకటి, ఓకే, వీఆర్ ఆల్ వర్రీడ్ అబౌట్ అవర్ లైవ్స్ అండ్ హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్, అండ్ వీఆర్ లైక్ స్ట్రగ్లింగ్ టు సేఫ్ గార్డ్ హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్. మనుషుల్ని కాపాడడంలో చాలా బిజీగా ఉన్నాం మనం. బట్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఇంపాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ కోవిడ్ ఆన్ యానిమల్స్ who don't have all this technology and to save themselves? What is happening in that world?
I think it is very good question, sir.
Excellent question. Excellent question, Satya garu. Prasad garu, my background, I did BVSc, Bachelor of Veterinary Science.
Okay.
India lo nenu BVSc chesi, then immediate next year I came to the United States. I changed my field to microbiology and virology. Okay, so I did some work on this veterinary. This one, Miro, is a brilliant question. Even in America itself, we have more than 30 million dogs and cats. Inka more untai, up to 50 million. The little kids are going kissing them, and they hug them and all those things. Okay, this particular virus, COVID-19, has been detected in animals. Okay, in the both in the cats and the dogs. So it is not showing them any symptoms, but they do have the symptoms. It has a tremendous effect on the animals. Okay, and that sector has not been addressed that well right now. But Satya garu, you're 100% correct. We got to be extremely careful, because it could go to the animal and then it will come back. It's a zoonotic. It's called zoonotic, from animal to human, human to animal. Okay,
right, very much. And నాకు ఈ క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చింది ఎందుకంటే, ఓకే, we started COVID in 2019, and towards the end, like with talking about the bats. సో బ్యాట్స్ లో వచ్చింది, బ్యాట్స్ నుంచి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అయింది, అండ్ ఇట్ మై లైక్ అస్ ఇట్ మై ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ టు యానిమల్స్. సో యానిమల్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ టేకెన్ కేర్ ఎట్ ద మూమెంట్. సో ఈ మ్యూటేట్ అయ్యి మేబీ యానిమల్స్ నుంచి బ్యాక్ మనకి కొత్త మ్యూటెంట్స్ రావచ్చు, విచ్ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ మైట్ బి వెరీ మోస్ట్ డేంజరస్ దెన్ వాట్ వీఆర్ డీలింగ్ నౌ అన్నది నా పాయింట్. మేబీ ఎందుకంటే అవి దానికి వచ్చి అవి బతుకుతాయి, చనిపోతాయి, నెక్స్ట్ it might reflect back on us. అది నాకెందుకు ఒకసారి అనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది అది.
No, you're Satya garu, you're 100% correct, because Earlier, I told them, I'll simplify your question. When once the virus gets into your cell, COVID-19 manlaku vachindi. Simultaneously, if an animal virus come in, RNA come in, the RNA, they integrate, you come up with antigenic shift. A kotta mutant vastadi. That's very hard to control. It'll kill a lot of people. Then the drifts vastayi. Alpha, beta, zeta, delta, these are manageable at least, but the original one will kill a lot of people. So like that, it may go into the animals, kill the animals, mutate, and come back again to the human. It's very hard to control those. Very, very hard. So we got to take extra precautions at this stage to help to take care of the animals. Okay, because that way we don't pass this on as a mutant to that one and get another mutant back. Zoonotic.
Okay.
So it's well taken.
Yeah. And I like the topic you spoke on. You highlighted the importance of global warming and kind of like sustainable energy and all that. So ఈ సిచ్యువేషన్ ఏంటంటే my daughter, like I just want to introduce her, like Sarvani, తను passion తో interest తో she took environmental engineering. She is doing it in DTU, Delhi Technological University, and she like from the last 2 years our lifestyle has changed at home. Like if I go for 2 minutes break from my room, she switches off the light, fan, everything, but within 2 minutes I have to switch on everything back. So she do that. But and a couple of questions ఏంటంటే she became vegan. Okay, because మీరు dairy technology మీద కూడా research చేసి PhD చేసి, so vegan because she has her own ideas or myths or whatever, maybe true stories about all these dairy products and all that. Maybe she's Sarvani, you can unmute and ask your question like on.
Yeah, Sarvani already joined. Actually, we want to hear perspective from young people. So that's why I invited Sarvani.
Yeah, bring them on. Yeah, they are the ones we need.
Yeah.
Hi sir, hi Jyoti uncle. I hope వినిపిస్తున్నానా కనిపిస్తున్నానా?
Yeah, we can see you, Sarvani. Yes.
Hi sir, it's an honor speaking to you right now. Nizangane, like thank you so much Jyoti uncle for this opportunity. And Nizangane, like in the especially now because of social media and all of that, chala misinformation spread avutundi and there's a lot of confusion regarding COVID-19. And the past 1.5 hour lo meer chala clear chesaru. Everything has become so clear and so beautifully you've explained everything. And personally for me also, I've learned a lot of things in the past 1.5 hour. So and నాకు ఒక నచ్చింది ఏంటంటే డాడీ చెప్పారు. So I'm into environmental studies and I'm an environmental activist. So mostly నాకు just a small doubt. So like మీరు గ్లోబల్ వార్మింగ్ గురించి మాట్లాడారు and it's a well known fact that the meat and dairy industry contributes to global warming as well. So dan valla a lot of people are changing to a plant-based diet. So and we've also talked about buttermilk and how it has probiotics and stuff. And those who are following a plant-based diet cannot consume buttermilk and they don't have like they won't get those probiotics. So probiotics radanki like to introduce it into our body, various sources they unnai, and what options are there for those who are following a plant-based diet? I just wanted to ask that.
Brilliant. I mean, the first I want to congratulate you. You know why?
Thank you, sir.
I'm glad you're going to environmental sciences. We have to take care of the environment. If we don't take care of it, already I indicated Prasad got cancer.
We have enough engineers, sir, actually. We have enough IT engineers. So it's time for world to see the environmental engineers.
Environmental, I did a lot of work on. I did tremendous amount of research on this one to reduce the global gases, to increase the oxygen into the air. The reason I got involved, you'll be interested in it. India and Southeast Asia got the problem with the virus with the shrimp farming. Okay, this shrimp thing, when you get involved into, you'll understand all this. Shrimp farming, what happened? The shrimp will die when the oxygen level go down to below 3 parts per million in the water. Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of mortality, and then they were dumping that into that, and then the pollution, on and on and on. It started. But more than that, economic devastation. Like India alone was losing about $2 billion revenue. $2 billion revenue plus pollution. So what I did, I figured out a way to increase the oxygen in the body of the water and then release it into the atmosphere. So when the oxygen is more, even if you're getting the global gases like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitric oxide, and all that, as long as you have more oxygen, you don't create ozone in the troposphere, okay, in the first strata. You know, when you go into the stratosphere, okay, the ozone is good, but not at below, just above the Earth of 10 miles, okay? So that's what I did. I generated enough oxygen coming off the farm using microorganisms. Okay, I used the immobilized urea and then broke it with using a microorganism. The carbon peroxide. We used urea with the hydrogen peroxide combination, dipped into the shrimp farm, and then have another bacteria come in and break it to produce nascent oxygen, O. And O joins with O, and I created oxygen, and I protected them from the viral infection. You see what I mean? Then that's why, well, I can tell openly. I've been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize for that, for working on the environment. When I get it or not, I don't know, but I've been nominated for that because I'm very concerned about this environment right now. And this year, this is going to be the biggest subject, and even the Biden administration and Paris Convention, they're all concerned about this. It's the biggest subject right now in the world, and I'm very proud of you studying that because, you know, you could have been a doctor or an engineer or something like that and run your life. And I know Jyoti is watching me there, right? But to go into the environmental field like I did, I went into microbiology. Okay, everybody thought, hey, what is this? He's a veterinary doctor. You should have been a doctor or something like that. Why did I go into that? Passion. Okay, we got to do something to the world. Okay, that's what I like about Jyotish. Okay, you don't have to do all this. You don't. You know, last night the guy didn't sleep. He just kept on sending me emails. So you want to make sure I'm on. Okay. And I was bugging my Rashid here to be on because I'm not an IT guy. I want to make sure that he is there so that in case if I lost this thing, you know, right?
He's
so
the last guy to sleep in our whole organization.
Another thing, second phase of your question, I'll answer it. First, I've complimented you. Second phase of the question, like if you turn into vegan, okay, rightfully so. A lot of people, and my wife is a nutritionist, Samaridi is a dietitian. And she always tells me too, hey, cut eating red meats, cut eating that. You know, she likes to, she's balancing it out, right? For vegans, you can grow the probiotic in soy milk. You can do that. Okay, you can grow that and then consume those. And that is increasing here too in this country. And they're trying to go into almond milk and then soy milk, alternative milks, and grow the bacteria. But you got to adapt it. You got to use the yeast extracts and all that to make them come strong like in milk. Milk, they come on very strong. Okay? Yeah. But it can be done.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sarvani, for asking your question and also patiently staying here for more than 2 hours. Thank you very much. Appreciate. Okay. Sir, I have a question from chart window. After vaccination, if you get fever and other symptoms for few days, and we need to take medicine for that, does that mean we have less immunity because we have no symptoms?
No, that's not the way it works. When you give a vaccination, you're injecting an antigen into the body. And we can have two kinds, then I have to take my word back. If you take the AstraZeneca, if you take the Pfizer vaccine, okay, you're introducing mRNA, okay? It's not the live virus, it is the genetic material that you're doing it. So when you do that, you may not have, you may have a little bit of fever. Anytime you poke in a foreign material into your body, you will react and produce the fever. That's pretty common. Some people may not have it, some people may have it, but nothing to get alarmed. In my opinion, if they get a fever, that's a good sign that that thing is working at least. Okay.
Okay. Sir, thank you, sir. I will read it out few questions. Maybe like we will summarize why are these many cases of blood clots being formed after recovering from COVID? How do we deal with it if there were superficial clots? Okay, and what are the methods to enhance the immunity for kids? I think this one we have answered already. And then any third wave is coming nearby in India.
Any new waves?
Any third wave is coming nearby in India, sir. In India.
Okay. Where I feel the Delta they attributed to India. Okay, I didn't like that word, but asserting to some country. Now, the mu is starting in Colombia, in South America. Okay, it's the new variant to study. Okay, now how long this is going to go in India? Could we get another variant in India? Possible. Okay, it is possible, but we cannot get scared of that thing. This is what my message has been always. Take care of it with the nutrition, take care of with the meditation, take care of the yoga and all these things, and then take care of it with the precautions. Okay, but we don't know. Nobody knows how it is going to go. Okay, but if I had to take a projection, I don't think it will hit India that bad.
Okay, sir.
India, to be honest with you, India was not hit that bad compared to other countries. If you look at the total, out of 1.3 billion people, how many got hurt? 28 million people got COVID positive. Out of that, the total deaths have been only, what, 400,000. Okay, you take the America with 300 million people, 35 million people were infected. The deaths have been over 650. Relatively, if you look at it, India is least. Okay, and the death rate wise. And not only that, we don't know which comorbid conditions people have. See, nobody is telling the truth. Nobody knows exactly what this is. Okay, well, my basic question has been, all the people who died, did they die of COVID or did they die of something else? What is going on here? The second question, to answer your question, the blood clots issue. Blood clots issue again, and I told you, ACE2, the receptor site is shot in the blood vessels. So in the superficially, when it is shot, then you're going to have high blood pressure. Okay, so to control that, if you have a comorbid condition with hypertension, try to use it either through medication or what other way you do, or alternative medicine, whatever it is, try to reduce that comorbid condition. Okay, that's the best way you can override this.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And few more questions. What is the exact way to make chattannam? Maybe I think we can ask our grandmothers. I think it
I don't.
There is some different question. There is different question actually. Okay, maybe before you answer this question, do you believe if we wear stone rings can help our health? Is it help to immunity or luck something? Because I really like your hand rings.
Which one?
Someone said they liked your hand rings.
Oh, my ring, they like it. Okay.
So do you believe if we wear some stone rings will help our health, something like that? Just if you want, you can touch, or else we can ignore. We can take it up.
No problem. I'm glad you like my ring. My wife designed it. I wear it everybody. No, I don't know. I believe in ruby, and I wear it, and of course I made in diamonds too. Okay, so it doesn't matter. It's right. Just I don't think I'm wearing them. I think I'm wearing them for fancy, really. Okay.
So I think Reddy garu ippudu ante people are observing you, and meeku fan group tayaravabotundi, mammalni observe chestunaru. So a ring allu pettukuntaru Singapore lo. Now you are popular in Singapore.
No, sorry, I have over 100,000 fans all over, but there are, they're nice people. I mean, I try to tell the truth, exactly what it is. Right. See, the reason I always insisted, in Washington, they invited me to give a talk for Senate. Okay, then I told them one day one thing. You will like this, Satyagaru. We're all sitting, all the senators and congressmen and all our ambassadors, and everybody was there. I told him one thing. Hey, how many bachelor's degrees are there in India? Okay, question, hypothetical. And I told him 300 million bachelor's degrees. Now, how many MDs? How many PhDs? How many master's degrees? Oh, no. We don't know. But at least bachelor's degrees, 300 million, right? They thought, oh, really? Okay. They didn't realize by then. What is the population of America? 300 million. Yeah. India has 300 million bachelor's degrees. So where is the comparison here on the knowledge-wise? Okay, right. That's why I always tell our people, try to be very more practical. We got to improve the country. Okay, you got to project there. See, like outside India, we all know exactly what it is. Hard work, everything. You guys in Singapore too, work hard. Okay, because you're in a path for that. Okay, that is why I always tell them that. I'll tell people, dress well, okay? Show off and be knowledgeable, okay? Make money if you have to. Nothing wrong in it. ఇప్పుడు అందరూ చెప్తారు మేక్ మనీ అనగానే సత్య గారు అబ్బా ఈస్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ మేకింగ్ మనీ. ఓకే, నో. లక్ష్మీదేవి ఈజ్ నాట్ బ్యాడ్. ఓకే, సరస్వతి దేవి ఎంతో, లక్ష్మీదేవి కూడా అంతే. ఇద్దరు.
So that's why you were called, sorry, that's why you were called Lakshmi Putrudu and Saraswati Putrudu.
I believe in it.
అవును, రైట్ బ్యాలెన్స్. ఒకటి ఇంకొకటి అండి, అంటే జస్ట్ విత్ యువర్ కైండ్ పర్మిషన్, లైక్ ఇన్ కేస్ మీరు చేసే ఏరియాస్ లో, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వైరాలజీ అవనివ్వండి, లేకపోతే మీరు మీ ఉన్నాయి కదా లిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్ లైక్ విచ్, సో ఆ ఏరియాస్ లో మన వాళ్ళు ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉండి ఫర్దర్ స్టడీస్ కి, ఇఫ్ దే వాంట్ సమ్ advice or a few things like that, so can through us, can they approach you to get the guidance and all that?
No problem. And then Jyotishwar has been in contact with me.
Sure.
And then no any questions or anything like that, because the world is changing, and I can tell you the future right now. The Prasad Garadi earlier question, where is this going in the future? Future law, the future is going to be for microbial technology. I can tell you right now, because the future, a lot of diseases are not able to cure right now. They're all linked to the gastrointestinal tract. You put microbiota, microbiome. That is the future right now. That is where it is lying. India law, once upon a time, we had that technology. Now we adapted other technology, eating unnecessary things and all that. We threw away our habits. Okay, our habits are the best. My classical example is Bhishma, lived 135 years, died fighting the war. Okay, people can live up to 140 years. And I'm a big advocate of people should live long, especially smart people. You can contribute a lot to the world. As we age, you have more stability, more brain, and then only thing is your body runs down. So fix up the body with a good energy, go after it, and that crowd can build the world. I believe in it. I mean, anti-aging to me is a must for. Somebody asked me, sir, if everybody live 125 years, what the hell are we going to do? Where's the money here? Okay, there's no money here. I'm talking about people who can contribute. Okay, knowledgeable people. They're smart people. Okay, I hope I answered that question.
Yeah.
Actually, we have few people. If they are here, please raise your hands so you can talk. Raghav-Reddy garu from North American Telugu Association, Basaveshwar Reddy garu from Bahrain, Shiva Yellappu garu from Bahrain, Gani Kadali garu shared her video. I will play it in soon. And Prasad garu already spoke. Loknath Reddy garu, Srinivas Boyipati garu, Ramya garu. If you are here, please raise your hand so you can talk to Dr. Reddy garu. So now I'm going to play video we got from Telugu Association of Switzerland, and she is not able to join because of the time zone. And let me share my screen, and if you are able to see my screen.
Renowned scientist and Dr. M.S.Reddy gariki namaskaram. I'm Gani from Telugu Association of Switzerland. మీ స్పీచెస్ అన్నీ కూడా నాలెడ్జబుల్గా, ఇన్స్పిరేషన్గా ఉంటాయి. కామన్ పీపుల్ కూడా ఈజీగా అర్థమయ్యేటట్టు బాగా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసి మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటారు. మన ఇండియన్ ఫుడ్ హ్యాబిట్స్ గురించి మర్చిపోతున్న ఈ రోజుల్లో మీ స్పీచెస్ ద్వారా మాకు అవి గుర్తు చేసి చాలా బాగా యూస్ఫుల్ అయ్యేటట్టు ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇస్తారు. Excellent support during this pandemic situation. Thanks for sharing useful information and inputs. Finally గా జ్యోతిష్ రెడ్డి గారికి ఇంత మంచి ఇంటరాక్షన్ ఏర్పాటు చేసినందుకు థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.
Yeah, so that's about from Switzerland. I am sure Switzerland is one of the favorite place, and I want to share about something. Actually, I think Raghav-Reddy garu is not able to join, and if he is watching this one for sure, and I want to personally thank Dr. Raghav-Reddy garu for sharing, for making me connect with M.S.Reddy garu and to make this happen. And thanks to Raghav-Reddy garu, North American Telugu Association President, and all other Telugu Association Presidents. And if anyone is here from other Telugu associations whom I mentioned, if you're not able to talk, please ping in chat window, or you can raise your hand so that I can allow you to talk. Meanwhile, there are few people who raised their hands. Actually, I will allow them to talk. Like we have few people like Suma garu. Suma garu, I think you can talk. I am unmuting you. Suma, Sivaram, Amrut is cool. Yeah. Whoever raised hand, if you want to talk, I am already allowing you to talk.
Jyoti garu, small advice. Keep watch on the time also because
Sure.
Reddy
We
garu
have
ఇప్పుడు late అవుతుంది కదా.
we have few more minutes.
Yeah.
No problem. Go ahead. No problem.
Okay. Randy, fine.
Yeah. I think okay. I think is okay. Okay. I think meanwhile there is one more question in Q&A. I think there is more related to buttermilk, sir. I think okay. So I want to tell
Very good.
one more introduction about you, sir. Actually, you are called as Cheese Reddy or Cheese King in US. Okay, you want to throw some light on it, and maybe you for buttermilk also we need your brand globally, sir.
We don't have, I don't have any, I'm the one that telling, don't go with commercial, go make it at home, okay? Even though we make the bacterial cultures for the cheeses and all that. The Cheese King, I gave an India interview me for 45 minutes on that thing. Sir, me kettochi in the pair Cheese King, right? In Cheese King and bacterial, Satyagarki, you will like this answer. Future and microbiology, then when I was in veterinary college, studying veterinary medicine, I had a class on what they do in Western countries, okay, like cheeses and all that. We never heard of that. I never ate cheese either at that time. I was only 19 years old at that time. Then I went home and my parents they were trying to send me to England or US, wherever I want to study. Father told me, I knew that I was leaving, I was studying abroad. So then I went back and I said, I'm not changing my field to microbiology. He said, what do you want to do? I said, no, I want to go into dairy microbiology, this bacterial application for the food, because I'm used to the diseases. Now I want to know how good this bacteria do for the food. But I didn't realize Indian buttermilk at that time, because we don't see our own backyard. Okay, then I came out to the United States. And then at that time, everybody said, you know what, you're from India, you don't eat cheese, don't worry about that. You concentrate on bacteria. Okay, that blessed me. Then I specialized in it. And then I had to brag about myself. I was rated #1 in the world when I was 27 years old. I top in my field. Okay, at that time, everybody said, well, all of a sudden I'm into cheese business. Everybody pizza cheeses. I'm the first PhD in the world who worked on the viruses that infect the bacteria that make the mozzarella cheese. That I designed it. Okay, and then so then I became part of the America. All the pizza industry we took all the way up to Russia. I was doing the work and all these things. So somehow everybody said, hey, wherever pizza is going, wherever he's the guy. Okay, then they are all called Cheese King. Okay, and then next away, Telugu is the Reddy and Cheese Reddy. Okay, and the Cheese King and the Cheese. Right, but that's one application of the bacteria. Now what I'm doing, the similar bacteria, probiotic is the same thing, but I'm using it now to confront the COVID. Okay, same thing I did as earlier. Your daughter said, how did you get into environment? I used the bacteria to control the bad bacteria in the environment to reduce the global warming. You see the application? 1, 2, 3, like this. Okay, so it's a wide imagination. That's all it is. That is why I hope I answered your question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And the participants, whoever want to talk, please raise your hands. Whoever wants to talk. We have only few more minutes before we end the session. Whoever want to talk, maybe like Enugu Reddy, are you there?
There are a couple of people who raised
their hands.
Reddy.
Yeah, please go ahead. Amrit is cool. Yeah, please go ahead. You can proceed. Yeah. We are not able to hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Video cannot see.
Yeah. Please, you proceed with your question. Yeah.
Okay. No problem. Yeah. Hi. Congratulations, sir. First, me videos chala chusanu nenu. Hello, sir.
Thanks,
yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Last COVID time, me videos. Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Last time second COVID time lo actually చూసాను చాలాను. Actually అంటే అందరినీ బాగా ఇన్స్పైర్ చేసే మీ స్పీచెస్ అండ్ ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ ఆల్సో నేను చాలా చూసాను వీడియోస్, బాగున్నాయి. అంటే వేరే వాళ్ళు చెప్పే వాటికన్నా మీవి చాలా బాగున్నాయి. భయపడకుండా అందరూ జనాలు మంచిగా వినేలాగా చాలా బాగున్నాయి. కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్ మీకు. చాలా మంచి స్పీచెస్ చాలా బాగున్నాయి, చూసాను. వెరీ ఇన్స్పైర్డ్ యాక్చువల్లీ. అండ్ నా ఒక డౌట్ ఏంటంటే, ఇప్పుడు కోవిడ్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఆల్రెడీ వ్యాక్సినేషన్ ఆల్రెడీ అందరూ అయిపోయాయి, ఫినిష్ స్టడీ. ఇండియా ఆల్సో, హియర్ ఆల్సో, సింగపూర్ ఆల్సో. బట్ కొంతమంది అడిగారు, అంటే వ్యాక్సినేషన్ కోవిడ్ వచ్చిన పేషెంట్స్ ని తర్వాత అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఎప్పుడు వేసుకోవాలి అనేది డిఫరెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఒపీనియన్ విన్నాను. అంటే కొన్ని 6 months అని, కొద్దిమంది 1 month అనేసి, అలాగా అది ఎప్పుడు వేసుకోవచ్చు అంటారు?
అదే ఆ క్వశ్చన్ అదే. It's an immunology question. In the first place, thank you very much for watching everything. I tried to do as best as I could for the entire world, you know. So to answer your question, if you get the COVID, right, you recovered from the COVID, that means you made some antibody in your system. Antibody uchindi, right? Now, then the question here is, if I have the antibodies, am I going to get a second infection? Okay. Am I going to get the second infection? So the answer to that is, if the variants are come in, and you may get little sickness, but it's not going to be very severe in your case. You'll override that again. Okay. Now, in that case, do I need a vaccine and all that? Is a paradoxical question. This vaccine issue is coming in because if you don't take vaccine, my neighbor didn't took vaccine, I didn't take it, so the neighbor is worried, hey, I took it, you didn't take it, you're going to spread it. Okay, these are all myths. Nobody understands exactly the human physiology, how we are reacting to it. To answer your question, if you have COVID one time, the mutant may hit you, but it's not going to kill you. Okay, because that means your body reacted originally good. Okay, it's a similar concept. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And few people raised their hands actually.
Go for it. We might as well get going. Because I'm not hungry. I'm enjoying answering this.
Sir, not clear actually. Just how many days gap is there better actually? Can clear?
After you recover from the COVID? When do you take
not
this?
me. My other people.
Yeah.
That's right. The question.
Others don't.
When after your question is, after they recover from the COVID, how long does it take to take the vaccine? Correct?
Yeah. When go for a vaccine? 1 month need gap, or some months need the gap for vaccination. Go for vaccination. Actually, before they don't take the vaccination, or they have the COVID, after finish recovery, when they can go for a vaccination? Before don't have.
That is a
after recovered the patients, when
in my opinion, you can go anytime, because if the antibody is there already, it depends on the vaccine you're taking. If the antibody is in very high level, they even destroy the vaccine. Okay, they can, because it all depends on what kind of vaccine you're using it, you know. So I think to answer your question, it's a good idea to give a little gap, maybe perhaps 2 to 3 months or 4 months. Okay, and that way the vaccine will be effective.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, different opinions. That's why I asked. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And
there are so many. My only thing.
Yenugu Srinivas-Reddy want to talk? Yenugu Srinivas-Reddy. So
very good morning.
Whoever want to talk.
Very good morning, one and all. Firstly, thank you for this opportunity to Jyotishwar.
Yeah, please proceed. So Srinivas Garu, we are not able to hear you.
Oh, 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jyotishwar.
Yeah.
And also valuable, so many valuable suggestions is
audio.
Please put in. I think audio a little bit internet.
Now it's coming on.
Yeah, please proceed. Yeah.
Okay. Doctor Garu, chala valuable suggestions chepparu. Thank you so much, Reddy Garu. Thank you, so much for your valuable time. And so patience చాలా సేపటి నుంచి చెప్తున్నారు.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Maximum questions or doubts or clarifications కు చాలా వరకు ఆన్సర్స్ వచ్చాయి. One more, we are all Covishield vaccine is
Hey, you can proceed to ask in Telugu if no issues. You can go Telugu.
No problem. కోవిషీల్డ్ వ్యాక్సిన్ అందరూ ఫ్యామిలీలో వేసుకున్నారు. చాలా మంది ఆఫ్టర్ 3 months మళ్ళీ వేసుకోవాలని అంటున్నారు. సో అది మళ్ళీ ఏమన్నా వేసుకోవాలా లేదంటే 1 year వరకు పనిచేస్తుందా? దట్ ఈస్ వన్. అండ్ ఇండియా ఆర్ తెలంగాణలో థర్డ్ వేవ్ ఏమైనా ఇంకా ఏమైనా క్రైసిస్ ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయా? అంతే.
యా, థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ శ్రీనివాస్ రెడ్డి గారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. యా.
Answer just that?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Srinivas, the way you're asking, you took the one vaccine, the second dose, second dose ante endantidi somehow this, for example, in the Oxford vaccine, okay, AstraZeneca, they are discovering right now, if you take one dose and you take a second dose after 28 days later, it's giving only 62% efficiency, okay? But they're finding now, if you take a half a dose in the beginning and then take a full dose later, there's 92% protection, okay? So these vaccine people have to come back and tell you what to do, okay? Now, it's varying from person to person, okay? Like how many antibodies you developed, like earlier, she asked the same question. Depends on how many antibiotics you have, antibodies you have, and when do I take it, is that the booster doses are going on. So it's left an individual thing. It's hard to tell because so many people are coming up with these vaccines, okay? And then how this virus is acting is is a case by case, Srinivas. I hope I answered your question, okay? That's a tough one. And then even a doctor, your own doctor can't answer that. It all depends, unless they run your titer on your blood, how many antibodies are there and all that, and they get complex, okay? So by taking a second vaccine, it's not going to hurt you, okay? If you want to take a safer route, that's what it is. How efficient is it is a questionable thing, okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Next, we have PSN Gaud. I'm making Gaud Garu, please turn your video on. You can talk.
Does that make sense?
Gaud, you can proceed.
Hello, am I audible?
Sorry?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, hello.
Dr. Garu, just give me a minute. We have Gaud, we are not able to hear you. You can unmute.
Hi.
Yeah, please proceed.
Sir, MS.Reddy garu, namaskaram sir.
Thanks Andy.
మీ స్టార్ట్ అయినప్పటి నుంచి చూస్తున్నాను, మంచి సలహాలు ఇచ్చారు, చాలా చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ సార్. కానీ ఒకటి మిమ్మల్ని అంటే మీకు రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను. నేను ఇక్కడ అంటే సింగపూర్ లో కార్మికంగా చేస్తున్నాను. అట్లా మన తెలుగు వాళ్ళు చాలా మంది ఉన్నారు, ప్రపంచవ్యాప్తంగా కూడా చాలా మంది కార్మికులు ఉన్నారు. అయితే మీ కొన్ని సజెషన్లు తెలుగులో ఇప్పుడు ఏమన్నా ఒక నాలుగు వాక్యాలు ఏదన్నా అంటే ఇలాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్ లో ఎలా సర్వైవ్ కావాలని తెలుగులో ఏదన్నా 4 చెప్తారని, తెలుగులో ఏదైనా సూచనలు ఇవ్వండి.
నేను ముందే అడిగినాను సార్ జ్యోతిని, జ్యోతి తెలుగులో
ఒక 4 పదాలు ఏమన్నా అంటే ఎట్లా సర్వైవ్ కావాలి, ఎందుకంటే అవి మీ మంచి సూచనలు ఇచ్చారు కానీ మన వల్ల కొంతమందికి అర్థం కావవి, అందుకని లెక్క చేస్తాను.
ఐ థింక్ గుడ్ థింగ్ గౌడ్ గారు అడిగింది, బికాస్ అర్థం కానప్పుడు ఇంగ్లీష్ అర్థం కానప్పుడు వాళ్ళు అడగాలి కదా, రైట్? నేను తెలుగు ఉన్నాయి కదా,
అందుకే మరి ఈ సమయం ఇది అందుకే కదా ఉపయోగించుకోవాలి కదా మీ పెద్ద.
మొట్టమొదటిదండి మన తెలుగు వాళ్ళకి నేను చెప్పేదంటే మనోధైర్యం చాలా ముఖ్యం, ఓకే? ఈ కోవిడ్ అనేది నన్ను ఏం చేయదు, నాకు ఐఎమ్ మచ్ స్ట్రాంగర్, నా మనోధైర్యం చాలా ఎక్కువ, ఆ వైరస్ అనేది నథింగ్ ఫర్ మీ అనుకోవాలి, ఫస్ట్ థింగ్. సెకండ్ థింగ్, రోగ నిరోధక శక్తి ఎక్కించుకోవాలి. దానికి నేను చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే పుల్లటి బటర్ మిల్క్ మనం ముందు రోజుల్లో ఇంట్లో చేసుకున్నట్టు చేసుకొని రూమ్ టెంపరేచర్లో ఒక 12 గంటలు ఉండిచ్చి దాన్ని తాగుతా ఉండడమే. డల్యూట్ చేసుకోవడం, తాగుతా ఉండండి, అదొకటి. తర్వాత ఏమో ప్రేయర్, దేవుడికి ప్రార్థించుకోవాలి ఎప్పుడు కూడా. అది ఇగ్నోర్ చేయకూడదు మనం. ఎందుకంటే ఆ మనోధైర్యానికి ముఖ్యం దేవుడు. అంటే ఏదో ఉంది నాకు హెల్ప్ చేస్తాడు అనే, కానీ అది ఎంతవరకు మనకు తెలియదు. మన హిందూ శాస్త్ర ప్రకారంగా మనం అందరికీ ప్రేయర్ ఈజ్ ద బెస్ట్. ఇప్పుడు అందరం ఉన్నాం, అందరూ మీరు సింగపూర్లో ఉన్నారు, నేను అమెరికాలో ఉన్నాను, తక్కిన మన వాళ్ళు సౌదీ అరేబియాలో ఉన్నారు, ఆల్ ఓవర్ ఉన్నారు కదా. ఎక్కడికి పోయినా మన ప్రేయర్, మన సంస్కృతి ఉంటే నమ్మినప్పుడు మనకి హిందూ శాస్త్ర ప్రకారంగా చాలా గొప్పతనం ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు వివేకానంద వీళ్ళందరూ చెప్తున్నారు కదా, మనోధైర్యం ఈజ్ ముఖ్యం. మనోధైర్యం లేని హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ కాదు, సస్తాడు. ధైర్యంగా ఉండాలి. నేను ఎప్పుడు చెప్తాను, రౌడీ అటాక్ చేస్తే ఏం చేస్తాం, వాడు తిరిగి సాగు కొట్టేవాడిని పోతాడు. మీరు భయపడితే వాడు కొడతాడు మిమ్మల్ని. సేమ్ థింగ్ ఈ వైరస్లు అనేవి, మీరు భయపడితే వైరస్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. మీకు ఆ రోగ నిరోధక శక్తి తగ్గద్ది భయపడితే. భయం వద్దు. ఓకే, అందువల్ల ఈ సెషన్ ఇప్పుడు జ్యోతి ఎందుకు పెట్టినాడు దీన్ని, ఐ వాంట్ కమ్, ఈ మెసేజ్ నాకు కన్విన్స్ చేయాలని చాలా ఇష్టం. అందరికి చెప్పాలని. ధైర్యంగా ఉండండి, చేత్తో తినండి, మంచిది. నువ్వేం కట్టు కతార్లు పర్లేదు. ఓకే, పర్లేదు. రైట్, ఏదో ఈట్ హియర్. నేను చెప్తానే ఉన్నాను, కొంచెం మనం చిన్నప్పుడు ఆడుకునేది, మెట్లు ఆడుకునేది, మళ్ళీ అమ్మ చూడకపోతే చేతులు కడుక్కొని తినేది, విచ్ ఇస్ గుడ్. అందువల్ల మనకి ఇమ్యూనిటీ ఎక్కింది, మన రోగ నిరోధక శక్తి ఎక్కింది. అది నా సజెషన్. ఏంది, మన ఆహారమే మనం తినండి, పప్పులు పులుసులు తినండి. ఇండియన్ ఫుడ్ బెస్ట్ మనకి, ఎందుకంటే స్పైసెస్ ఉన్నాయి దాంట్లో. పుల్లటి బటర్ మిల్క్ ప్రతి మీల్లో, ఫినిష్ ఆఫ్ ఇది బటర్ మిల్క్ ఇంట్లో చేసుకోండి హ్యాపీగా. ఓకే, అది ఎన్ని చేస్తే నో ప్రాబ్లం అని ప్రార్థన. ఓకే, అందువల్ల ఏంటంటే మెడిటేషన్, యోగా ఉంది. ఆయన యోగా స్పెషలిస్ట్ ఉన్నాడు అక్కడే, మన జ్యోతిష్లో. ఓకే, యోగా ఇస్ వెరీ గుడ్. అనులోమ్ విలోమ్ and then exercises, and then yoga includes meditation. Meditation అంటే ఏం లేదు, మెడిటేషన్ అంటే సబ్కాన్షియస్ మైండ్ ఉంది కదా మనకి, మైండ్ ఉంది, బాడీ ఉంది, ఈ మూడు కలిసి ఒకే యాంగిల్లో ఉంటే జబ్బు రాదు. ఓకే,
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. అండ్ we have Dr. Care. Yeah, please go ahead, sir. Dr. Care. I don't know what is the name. Here it is Dr. Care. Yeah, please proceed.
Sir, Mallaredi garu, namaste. And Jyotishwar garu, thank you so much for hosting this. Sir, నాకు కొన్ని ప్రశ్నలు ఉన్నాయి, 2-3 questions ఉన్నాయి. ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ మీరు అన్నారు, లైక్ ఇది కోవిడ్ వచ్చేసి ఈవెన్ యానిమల్స్ లోకి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అవుతుంది, మళ్ళీ యానిమల్స్ ఉంటే బ్యాక్ హ్యూమన్ కూడా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ కావచ్చు ఇమ్యూడియేట్ అయ్యి. So in that case, it would be very hard, ani. So in this case, ante konda non-veg tine vallu kuda untaru. So alantappudu non-veg tinakudada anedi first question. And second question, what about plants? Even plants lo, because plants are also living beings kada. So even, I just want to know
if the COVID-19 could go into the plants. That's the question.
Hello.
Yeah, just go ahead, Danny. Yeah, we can hear you.
So the plants ki kuda affect avutha, because plant is also a living thing kabatti even plants can affect with COVID. And the third question is, what about the vaccine? Like, if someone don't want to take vaccine because it's not fully approved, so I just want to know what are the adverse effect, negative effects of taking this vaccine in long term.
Okay, now go back to the first question. First question is the zoonotic. Zoonotic means human to the animal, animal to the human. Zoonotic is possible with COVID-19 because it has been detected in cats and the dogs, and also in the tigers. In the zoos, they found that thing. Okay, but it's not this virus will not attack plants for sure. Okay, it will not, because the mechanism is not there. But a plant tissue is very strong. I mean, even to penetrate, there are different viruses. This particular virus will not attack plants. And the second question, answer to your second question, if you have COVID-19, ఇప్పుడు ఉంది కదా vaccines ఉన్నాయి. ఈ vaccines, what are the drawbacks with the vaccines? What are the drawbacks not taking the vaccine? For sure. Drawbacks, so if somebody is scared, even Rashid is sitting next to me. He was debating for a long time to take vaccine or not. And I told him, well, it's up to you what you want to do. If you're scared of not to take vaccine, no matter what it is, scare should not be there. So the implications of not taking the vaccine, if the variant is going to spread like H1N1, like in 1819, that thing spread like crazy. I don't think this one is spreading more, but it's not killing more people. We don't know unless the next variant come in. So to answer your question, if vaccine, you want to take it. Even if you don't take vaccine, then take other precautions. That's my answer, sir.
Sir, Reddy garu, just continuation into similar lines on the question, so I just want to intervene in between. There are a lot of people in India who are 75 plus with diabetes, combination of diabetes, blood pressure, ఉన్నవాళ్ళు 75 ప్లస్ ఉన్నవాళ్ళు, అంటే ఇంక్లూడింగ్ మై ఫాదర్, ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్ ఈవెన్ ఫర్ హిమ్. సో వాళ్ళు అంటే ఇండియాలో ఒక ఇదేంటంటే ఆ ఏజ్ లో అందులోనూ ఎక్కువ షుగర్, బ్లడ్ ప్రెషర్ ఇవన్నీ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు తీసుకుంటే అది కొంచెం డిఫరెంట్ గా బాడీ మీద ఇంపాక్ట్ అవుతుంది, అంటే ఇట్స్ బేసికలీ ఇంపాక్టింగ్ నెగటివ్లీ అన్నట్టు ఇట్లా ఉంది. సో ఇస్ ఇట్ సజెస్టబుల్, అంటే వాళ్ళు ఇలాంటి మెడికల్ కండిషన్స్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు వ్యాక్సిన్కి వెళ్ళడం ఆ ఏజ్ లో సజెస్టబుల్ అంటారా? లైక్ మీ ఒపీనియన్ ఏంటంటే?
నా ఒపీనియన్ ఒకటి ఉంది సార్. అదే క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే, ఇప్పుడు వ్యాక్సిన్ వేస్తాం కదా, వ్యాక్సిన్ వేసినప్పుడు యువర్ ఓన్ బాడీ హ్యాస్ టు ప్రొడ్యూస్ యాంటీబాడీ, రైట్? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ట్రూ, లెట్స్ సే somebody has a reduced immune system తగ్గింది అనుకోండి, ఏజ్ లో వస్తుంది, వస్తుంది. తగ్గినప్పుడు if immune system is low, even if you give vaccine, the antibody formation is low, right? That's what is called immunosenescence. But by having the antibody simultaneously, but they have a point. I agree with that. But to help your father, for example, if he says your father is 75 years old, tell him 75 years is young these days. Okay, it's not old. Okay, people are living over 100. So tell them, first thing, don't think old people are getting this disease. Number one. Second thing, manaki age వచ్చే కొంది వీళ్ళు ఎక్కువ తినరు. The people, they eat less food. Okay, no, they should be eating more food, more stronger food, and improve their digestion one way or other. If you do that, then you're as good as a younger one. Okay, the cytoplasm, some changes will be there, but have them also take a lot of probiotic. Probiotic is the answer. Okay, probiotic and you don't have to go buy it. I'm telling you that. A glass buttermilk probiotic, if you have to buy capsules, it costs you $60. Okay, one shot here. So you're getting so much free, but India alone only this technique is not there anywhere in the world. We are the only people that make at home and drink. Okay, right. I would like to introduce in America to make this at home. Impossible. Okay, this is a God-given gift to India. Okay, you tell your parents, drink buttermilk 3 times a day, full of buttermilk. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I think now I will. My wife Swati also joined. I think she has a question. I will ask her to turn on video and ask the question.
Yes.
Swati, you can unmute.
నమస్తే సార్, చాలా మంచి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇచ్చారు. నాకు ఒక క్వశ్చన్ ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ ప్రెగ్నెన్సీ ట్రై చేసేటప్పుడు కానీ, లేకపోతే ప్రెగ్నెన్సీ స్టార్టింగ్ టైంలో కానీ వ్యాక్సిన్ తీసుకోవచ్చా? ఎందుకంటే మా ఫ్రెండ్స్ కొంతమంది వాళ్ళు ప్రెగ్నెంట్ స్టార్టింగ్ స్టేజ్, వాళ్ళు వ్యాక్సిన్ తీసుకోగానే అది అబార్ట్ అయిపోయింది అనేసి విన్నాను, 2-3 మెంబర్స్. సో దాని మీద కొంచెం చెప్తారా?
Pregnancy అంటేమా, one thing, the fetus, if the antibodies వస్తాయి కదా, if the antibodies are there, and then they may be affecting the fetus too. If it is a true thing, it's a true observation, if that's what caused it, then it's a good idea to eliminate that. Don't take it, because if there's any doubt, your own mind will make it happen again. Okay, you see what I mean? So it's a good idea to give a lot of things are eliminated for the pregnancy at that time, because you don't know what transmits. But a lot of times autoimmunity was the fetus get hurt. Okay. And the whole even to that, Swati, to answer your question, I hate to tell this many times, probiotics, just excellent gut health. Even Greeks, everybody believed in it in ancient days. If your gut health is good, you live long, you have least diseases, least autoimmune diseases. Okay, but under the circumstances, if there's any doubt, don't do it. Okay, that's my answer. That's a good question you asked. Because some of these, I can only take a projection. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Again, you follow your husband's suggestions, Jyoti's suggestions. He will say, for everything, he will say, go with yoga. Okay. He's right.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. నాకు ఇంకొక పర్సనల్ క్వశ్చన్ ఉంది. నేను విన్నాను మీ డాటర్ బార్న్ అండ్ బాటప్ ఇక్కడ యుఎస్ లో బాటప్ అయ్యారు, కానీ ఇండియాకి ఎలా సెటిల్ అయ్యారు అంటే ఏం ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఏం లేకుండా ఇప్పుడు ఇండియాలో ఉన్నారు అనేసి విన్నాను. సో అంటే ఎందుకు అడుగుతున్నానంటే ఇక్కడ సింగపూర్ లో కానీ పెరిగిన పిల్లలందరూ ఇండియాకి పోవడానికి ఇష్టపడట్లేదు, అక్కడ సెటిల్ అవ్వడానికి కానీ. అందుకని జస్ట్ పర్సనల్ క్వశ్చన్ సార్.
అదే personal $1 million question. What happened here when Deepa was here? She was in America.
So sorry to add you. Actually, Dr. M.S.Reddy has two kids. One is Deepa and Sridhar Reddy. Yeah, please go ahead.
Reddy, yes. The Lidarlo, Deepa was very close to grandparents, my in-laws. In India, they always wanted to bring her back. Okay, and then at that time, what we told him is, when we got her married in India. Okay, she agreed. We got married. Today, you know the Dodla Dairy. Dodla Dairy is her husband's, Sunil Reddy, from Nellore. In Nellore, Nisulur Petagada. All over Dodla Dairy. Dodla Dairy was theirs. I have nothing to do with it. They built their own and they went public. It's a big company right now. And then Deepa got used to Indian convention very well. Okay, excellent. And then I always tell people on that, if you want to, it's like son, Sridhar don't want to go. And he wants to stay here because that's his lifestyle. Okay, her lifestyle is that. So even tomorrow when your son says, hey, I want to go to England or I want to go to India or whatever you want, right? Have him do whatever he wants, because I believe in because the younger kids are very smart right now. You don't underestimate younger ones. They're very brilliant. They are the ones making the breakthroughs right now, So to answer your question, whether you believe in destiny or whatever it is, but we planned it that way. We wanted to send one kid back to India. Okay. And then she did very well. I mean, extremely well.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. I think it's a really good question. Actually, in Singapore,
it's a very good question.
Whoever born and brought up in Singapore, few people are hesitant to go back and to start, maybe because of their misconceptions they have. I think it will answer that question globally. And I really admire you, sir, because though you are being billionaire in US, you encouraged your children to explore their passion instead of forcing them what you want them to do. For example, Deepa Reddy, she is very good at business in Nellore, along with her husband. And your son, Sridhar Reddy, I was looking at few things. He is working with the singers like Madana and other people. Basically, he is working on, like arts. Some comics book was become very famous. I think I really admire you, sir, for exploring your kids, about their passion instead of you forcing them to what you want to do them. That's really admire of you, sir.
దానికి ఆన్సర్ చెప్తాను చూడండి ఇద్దరికి, ఫర్ యూ అండ్ స్వాతి. నాకు మా గురువు ఉన్నాడు, నాకు డాక్టర్ కిషోర్ బెల్లంకొండ. ఈజ్ అన్ MD PhD, ఈజ్ వెరీ స్మార్ట్ గై, వెరీ బ్రిలియంట్, తెలుగు. ఓకే, ఆయన ఏం చెప్పినాడు నాకు, హీ టాట్ మీ వన్ నైస్ ఫిలాసఫీ, స్వధర్మ వర్సెస్ పరధర్మ. అంటే స్వధర్మ అంటే ఏంటంటే, when we are born on this earth, when we came in this earth, there is an unfinished job. We came with an unfinished job. That unfinished job is in this life. ఇప్పుడు జరుగుతుంది అది. ఇప్పుడు అందువల్ల ఏమవుద్ది, దాంట్లో 2 రకాలు డివైడ్ అవుతుంది. every day కాలేజీ పోతాను, I get a degree, then I get a job, and I'm fulfilling others' dream is paradharma. Okay, swadharma is, hey, I'm born for a purpose. You want to go into business, you want to do something, you want to make a movie, or you want to do, or you want to teach yoga. Okay, this is swadharma. ఈయనకి ఇది స్వధర్మ. ఇప్పుడు జ్యోతికి స్వధర్మ వచ్చింది ఏంటంటే he's born here to spread a message. You're not going to stop this guy, he's going to do it. As a matter of fact, Rashid was asking me, sir, how does he do it? I mean, what is his motivation? Isn't that right? He was asking me next door. He said, I told him he's born for that. So, Swadharma, Paradharma, and concepts unnai kabatti. If your kid says, hey, I want to do something, don't stop him, because he's born for a purpose. In that purpose, he will excel the whole world. Just like Satya garu daughter, you want to go into environmental sciences, okay? You're poor. A lot of girls don't go into that. That's her Swadharma. She's born here to do something to the world. Have her do it. She will be a next Nobel winner. Okay.
Actually, sir, for yoga also, I don't want to give break. If I give 1 day break, then definitely second day will not be possible.
That's correct. That's the persistence and continuation.
Yep.
You have to do it.
Thank you.
Anola, then the philosophical questions are hard to answer. I believe in philosophy. At the end of the day, doctoratism is what? It's a philosophy.
Sir, maybe we will arrange in future one session, how to become billionaire.
That's a very totally different concept.
Yeah, we will arrange that session, sir. Most of the people will be interested in that topic. How yoga can help them to become billionaire, not millionaire.
But I want to tell you one thing. When I gave that billionaire seminar using Lord Krishna and Ganesha,
Arjun,
and I was very scared. I gave it the first time in Dallas. There is a Zoonotic Gurum. He wanted me to do that. Sir, come up with something new idea for me, how to make money, okay, how to become billionaire. So I used Lord Krishna and Lord Ganesha as the idols to make money. Okay. Now you kind of contrast, why is this? What the hell is happening? And I told him, Krishna is an entrepreneur. Okay, no, he's a businessman. He's an executive. Okay, he manipulated everything and he get it done. Okay, and if you look at his body, do you ever notice how much jewelry he wears? $50 million worth of jewelry on his body. Okay, he's not a poor boy. Okay, right? So I told him, hey, he's a businessman. He's an executive, and then let's follow his principles. And beautiful principles Lord Krishna put it in. Now, if you think you want to make money, nothing wrong in it. Just like you're improving health, I said manodhairya, same thing. Work it into your subconscious. Yes, I want to become a millionaire, a billionaire. Work it in your mind and pray for it. Damn it, it will happen. Okay, it's inevitable. I want to tell all the young kids on that one. If you want to become a billionaire, you will become a billionaire, provided you stick it into your mind, into subconscious mind. That can be done through meditation. See, just like you're protecting your health, wealth also. Okay, so I mean, that's why my thing, and I did it. And the first time when I gave this seminar in Chicago for a big 3,000 people, and then I was scared. I thought somebody is going to come and attack me. Why are you putting my guard to make money? Okay, and instead they all came, kneeled at me. Sir, what a nice thing you said. We never realized all these things. I said, Ganesha, for example, I told him Ganesha, yesterday was his birthday.
Yesterday we have done with Ganesha.
Ganesha, he collects more money than McDonald's. Okay, everybody puts money. He's there in every temple, no discrimination for him and all that. He is an entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur. Then I gave all the characters why he's an entrepreneur. He's a brilliant man, eliminates the obstacles and all that. In a business world, I gave the characters to that, Okay, so that's totally different. Same thing with health. If I want to be healthy, okay, believe in God, do the meditation. Ask the God, I want the health. Or if you want the wealth, ask for the wealth. Ask for health and wealth. That's better yet.
Like visualization has great power. What we think, we become that.
Visualization is two things. You go to you want to buy a Rolls Royce, okay? You go to in Singapore, you go to the Rolls Royce place, and then you're not ready yet to buy the car, but you went there. Swati wants that Rolls Royce, okay? Then you go there, you touch the car, he'll let you drive that, and then you come home. Yeah. So that worked into your mind. Mind saw a happiness of driving that thing and all that, right? So that means the message has been given to the subconscious mind. When once you go to the subconscious mind, when subconscious mind eats, it's like DNA. It's like a DNA. DNA produces messenger RNA produces protein. The DNA you stuck in, I want the Rolls Royce. Then immediately messenger RNA goes to the body and tells you, if you want to get the Rolls Royce, you got to work hard. You got to buy that $400,000 car. You got to have money. Then you create money, okay? And ultimately you bring that car one day to the house. That's why it works, okay? I hope I answered that question for you.
Maybe one of the times,
Thank you,
Jyoti,
sir. Thank you very much.
we can arrange session with Sir for the our younger generation.
Yeah, how to become
at the same time balancing with ethics.
Yeah, balancing
because normally
ethics is extremely important. Yes.
Because చాలా మంది ఏంటంటే సార్ డబ్బులు సంపాదించిన వాళ్ళంతా రాంగ్ వేస్ లో సంపాదించారు. మీన్స్ అదొక అది మన సినిమాల్లో కూడా చూపెడతారు అట్లే కదా, బాగా ఉన్న వాళ్ళంతా అందరి దగ్గర దోచుకుని. So good to be how to become wealthy at the same time balancing with ethics and the whatever మనం nature ని support చేస్తా అన్ని చేస్తా ఎట్లా అన్నది. I think it's a good topic and we can arrange one on that, sir.
Satya garu, you brought up a very good point. ఇదేంటంటే ఇప్పుడు మనకు ఒక మిత్ ఉంది. when we were kids in India మన ఇంట్లో చెప్పేది. ఇప్పుడు ఏం చెప్తారు, గో ప్రే టు సరస్వతి దేవి ఏ గ్రేడ్ తెచ్చుకో అన్నారు. నువ్వు పోయి బిలియన్ సంపాదించమనలే అనరు. అనరు ఎందుకంటే ఈ నీచత్వం ఒకటి వచ్చింది. ఆ డబ్బు సంపాదించినాడు వాడు ఎక్కడ మోసాలు చేసి సంపాదించినాడు అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ ఉంది మనకి. బట్ ద రీజన్ ఐ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ కృష్ణ అండ్ గణేష ఫర్ దాట్, ఇఫ్ యూ బిలీవ్ ఇన్ గాడ్ యూ డోంట్ డూ నాస్టీ థింగ్స్. యూ డోంట్. అది మనకి ఆ మైండ్ లో వస్తుంది. బట్ యూ టుక్ గుడ్ ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్. కృష్ణ చెప్పినారు కానీ కృష్ణ నెవర్ సెడ్ గో చీట్ సంబడి, రైట్? పాలిటిక్స్ లో పోయి డబ్బు సంపాదించుకోవచ్చు. అదేదో రోడ్డుకి తారు పూసి డబ్బు సంపాదించు. దేర్ ఆల్ బ్యాడ్ థింగ్స్. వీఆర్ ఆల్ ప్రొఫెషనల్ పీపుల్. మై థింకింగ్ ఈస్, ఐ టెల్ యూ వన్ థింగ్, ఇన్ ద millennium right now in 2000s, money will be made by professional people.
Yeah,
I know that because there are a lot of people, Bill Gates and all this, but they didn't cheat anybody. Steve Jobs didn't cheat anybody. They came up with ideas and did it. Okay. So నీచంగా సంపాదించబడలేదు. మనకి ఇండియాలో ఉన్నది నీచంగా సంపాదించేవాడు, డబ్బు సంపాదించినాడు ఆ యాదవాడు ఉంది. ట్రూ, దే క్రియేటెడ్ ఎ బ్యాడ్ థింగ్. బట్ యాజ్ ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్ పీపుల్, దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ ఐమ్ టెలింగ్. If you believe in Lord Krishna and Ganesha, you're seeing him in you, in your subconscious. You don't do nasty thing, but they will make you rich, okay? Because your mind is working excellently to do that. Okay, sooner or later you'll win it. Sir, I believe in it.
Thank you very much. Now we have Mithila Reddy garu from Qatar. She is almost for 4 hours, I think. Yeah, Mithila garu, can you please go ahead?
Namaskaram andi, Dr. M.S.Reddy garu. Actually, I had so many questions in my mind, but you've answered them very nicely, and I don't know how to express my feelings. But I want to just tell you that I am an ardent follower of yours. Nenu meer pettina videos anni chusnanu, and actually I am from Doha, Qatar andi. I am staying in Doha, Qatar. So last year ide time la, when the whole world was plunged into all this dilemma, chaos about this pandemic, you have enlightened us so well in a very simple manner. Adi etla ante అది మీరు చెప్పారు కదా మనోధైర్యం. ఎస్ సార్, ఐ టోటలీ అగ్రీ విత్ యూ. ఆ మనోధైర్యం మీరు చెప్పిందే వి రియలీ ఫాలోడ్. అండ్ మీరు చెప్పారు కదా చెద్ద అన్నమని. యాక్చువల్లీ definitely we don't cook exact measure. We of course do have some leftover rice, so that is usually eaten by ladies or just given to servant like that. Kani meer cheppaka, that added a new dimension. In fact, my husband in Gulf, it is very hot this season, so he used to go to the site in the morning. He is a manager, but he had to go to the site. Pandemic lo he had to take personal care of everything. So appudu vellinappudu the temperatures were soaring very high here. Appudu meer chepparu kada saddannam ani, that really worked out so well andi, because ee ayomaya paristhituల్లో ఏం చేయాలి, ఏం తినాలి, ఎలాగుండాలి, శానిటేషన్ అంటే yes, we have been doing all that, but your food habits also really makes a hell lot of difference. మీరు చెప్పినట్టు చద్దన్నం.
Thank you very much.
No, she's 100% correct, Amma. You're followed. As a matter of fact, my father-in-law unnadu, Dr. DR.M.S.Reddy garu. And he's 92 right now. He worked with me 30 years on probiotics. And he always is telling me, hey, we got to figure out a way to make this buttermilk a little bit 12 hours incubated. He brought up a very good point this morning. He called me and said, I wrote an article on medical journal. He said, you know, a lot of people or people in cities, they're not making buttermilk at home at all. Only in villages they're doing it. And how do we introduce this back on? Ma, hats off to you. Okay, I'm glad you're following it. Even in Qatar, you're following it. Very nice.
So it's really made a difference, and I am really following it. Inka dani to spice it up. Manak as usual, we Telugu people. Telugu people, manamu inka variations anni chestam.
Yes.
Yes, Andy. Ullipayalu like a mirchi adanta kalipi my husband ki morning breakfast ade tinnaka veltunde, and he really felt a difference. It really made a difference, and I'm really thankful to
you chapal andarkidi. You should. I'm glad you came on the TV with this, and then a lot of people they're thinking sadhanam dinte edo motu manishi anukone adu undedi manki. Instead Pepsi dagite varu baaguntadani. No, it's other way around. Okay, your health went to hell, cancer increased, all the multiple sclerosis, on and on and on. There's no treatment for these stupid diseases the human being brought on themselves. Okay, if we are eating our own food habits and unnundi mana follow ayunte inni ravu andola manaki takku ee jabbulu compared to westerners. Okay, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Jyoti garu, before I forget,
thank
one
you,
more suggestion for you.
Thank you, Jyotishwar, for having such a wonderful talk with a person whom I admire the most.
Even I
really admire you, sir.
I
and thank you for and thank you for giving me a chance to participate in this. Thank you very much.
Before I forget, next topic, next time మీరు మళ్ళీ అరేంజ్ చేయడానికి వీలైనప్పుడు మేడం గారి చేత డైట్ ఫుడ్ దీని మీద మన రెడ్డి గారు మేడం గారితో డైట్ మీద డైటీషియన్ ఫుడ్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ మీద ఒకసారి పెట్టండి సెషన్. ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ యూస్ఫుల్ అండ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ విల్ హ్యావ్.
I told her not to get involved today because I know this will take a long time.
Correct.
She's very good.
Thank you. Yeah, we will arrange one more session, and we have Suresh sir. Actually, Suresh garu, he has been joining my yoga classes also, and he is very active volunteer in Singapore across many temples actually. Okay, he want to share few experiences, and also he will ask his question, and he will talk about you. Maybe it will be the last if we don't have any other further. Yeah, Suresh garu, you can go ahead and
చెప్పండి. థ్యాంక్స్ సురేష్ గారు, చెప్పండి.
మీరు అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి సురేష్ గారు. వీఆర్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు హియర్ యూ.
సార్ వినిపిస్తుందా ఇప్పుడు?
ఇప్పుడు ఫైన్. గో అహెడ్ అండి.
We can hear you.
చాలా చక్కగా వివరించారు మీరు.
థాంక్స్ సార్.
జ్యోతిరెడ్డి గారు నన్ను బాగా ఇన్స్పైర్ చేశారు ఈ యోగా జాయిన్ కమ్మని. నేను మార్చి నుంచి జాయిన్ అవుతున్నాను సార్. ఇది ఈ ఇయర్ లో చాలా చాలా బెనిఫిట్స్ ఉన్నాయి సార్ నాకు. అన్ని రకాలుగా సిట్టింగ్, స్టాండింగ్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్, ప్రోన్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్, మొట్టమొదటిగా నాకు బాగా అడ్వాంటేజ్ అయింది ఏంటంటే వాటర్ టైప్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ అన్నమాట. జలదోతి, జలనోతి, నేత్రస్థానం, శంకు ప్రశ్నాలను ఇవి చేసినందువల్ల చాలా యూజ్ సార్. ఇప్పుడు శంకు ప్రశ్నాలను రెగ్యులర్ గా ఫాలో అవుతాం సార్ చెప్పిన విధంగా. జలదోతి అనేది జలదోతి చేసినప్పుడు ఎంత ఫ్రెష్ గా ఉంటుందంటే మైండ్. సో లైక్ యు ఆర్ ఫ్లయింగ్ ఇన్ ద ఎయిర్. సో మసాజ్ కి వాటికి అవసరం లేదు సార్. మనం ఎంతో స్పెండ్ చేస్తాం మసాజ్కి వెళ్ళేసి, ఫేషియల్స్ అంటాం, ఇదంటాం. జలదోతి చేసిన తర్వాత మా డాక్టర్ చెప్తుంది ఒకరోజు, మమ్మీ డాడీ దేనికి స్కిన్ అంత ఫేర్ గా ఉంటుంది, మనకంతా ఏదేదో ఉంటాయి అని చెప్తాను. మీరు యోగా జాయిన్ కానమ్మని చెప్తాను. వాళ్ళకంత ఓపిక లేదు చేయలేదంటే. ఆ శంకు ప్రశ్నాలను చేస్తాను సార్. సో ఆల్టర్నేట్ సార్ చెప్పిన సీక్వెన్స్ లో చేస్తాను. ఎంత స్టమక్ ఎంత క్లీన్ గా ఉంటుందంటే చాలా చాలా బెనిఫిట్స్. దేనికైనా ఎంత మనం ఒక 1 hour దేనికి డైలీ వీటి మీద దేనికి స్పెండ్ చేయము. డాక్టర్ మీద అయితే స్పెండ్ చేస్తాం, డాక్టర్ హాస్పిటల్కి వెళ్తాం, మెడిసిన్స్ తీసుకుంటాం, వాటి మీద వెళ్తాం. మా వాడికి ఏదో ప్రాబ్లం అయితే డాక్టర్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళాలి. డాక్టర్ దగ్గర దేనికి ఫస్ట్ చూడు మనం ఈ జలనోతి, జలదేతి, శంకు ప్రశ్నలు అవి చేద్దాం ఫస్ట్. కాకపోతే చదువు అంటే కాదు, ఇదంతా లాంగ్ ప్రాసెస్, మనం అసలుకి మనం ఇంత టైం స్పెండ్ చేయలేము అంట. ఎట్లయితే వాళ్ళని ఇంకా కన్విన్స్ చేయడం ఎట్లా, సరే నేను ఐఎమ్ స్టిల్ ట్రైంగ్ టు డూ షో దట్ ఐఎమ్ ద ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఫర్ దెమ్ టు ఫాలో మీ.
Excellent. Very proud of you.
Thank you very
I
much.
better practice those now. I better take lessons from Jyoti, you know.
He is a perfect teacher, sir. Very disciplined teacher. I don't know how he is managing the time so perfectly. Every day we have a yoga class. Only one day, because of some very important activity he missed out, I could not able to manage that, join the class, right? He has to focus, he has to instruct, he has to do parallelly. Does that? I never saw a yoga master doing parallelly and talking in the class. But they will be talking, but no, they will not be doing. But his case is unique case. He will be doing talking and doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
The yoga, I believe in it. I believe in yoga, and what Jyotiswar is doing. Aina, he is born on this earth to do the service. Aina Swadharma. It's not Paradharma, Swadharma. Swadharma ante I అడగొచ్చు నిన్ను, స్వాతి అడగొచ్చు, ఏంది ఇది, what is this? ఆయన విజయ్కి తప్పదు. That's what it is. ఆయన అందులో మీరు సురేష్, you brought up a very good message to the world. Okay, ఇందాక ఆమె చెప్పినారు కూడా ఖతార్ నుంచి, eating that thing, doing yoga and all that. That is the answer for pandemic, to put it to bed. Okay, that is where the answer is. మీరు వచ్చి చెప్పి ఒట్టి యోగా చేస్తే నీకు పోద్ది అంటే అందరూ వచ్చేస్తారు, డాక్టర్లు దిగుతారు. ఇప్పుడు మా మందులు ఏమైపోవాలా, మేమేమైపోవాలి. I understand that's your problem. Okay, but yoga is the answer, and our answer is in Ayurveda, and all our own food habits, our own habits is the answer. Okay, excellent.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You saved me my words to praise Jyoti. Okay, you took care of that.
Thank you very much. I think we have done almost 3 hours, sir. Actually, we thought of 2 hours. I think it extended like anything, and I hope no more questions in the participants. I think if anyone, there is one person raised.
I want to sit. I'm going to show one guy here. Come on, Rashid, come on. I want to just guys see Rashid here. Okay, he believes in probiotics. Okay, now say hello to him. Rashid has been here because in case if I get cut off, he is the guy that saves me. And I tell you, this kid believes in probiotics, and then tell him how good it did for you. Probiotics.
I changed. I had stomach problems, and then I started drinking buttermilk every morning with some fruit, and stomach problems went away, and started feeling a lot more healthier and more young. Actually, I'm young, but I felt even more younger.
Yeah, he's not from India. Okay, to do this buttermilk. He's born in America. Okay, right, and now. I told him his complexion changed and everything. He's been taking every day what she told from Qatar too, and somehow same thing. Here is another example here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'm glad you're introduced to the world now.
Okay? Akila sir, Akila gar, if you have anything, please just to keep it short.
Okay, so thank you, Jyoti gar and M.S.Reddy garu for this valuable session. Sir, I'm neonatal mother, so I'm very concerned about both the kids, how to protect them from this pandemic. Meer emaina suggestions ne adugutunanu.
Yeah, suggestions em ledamma, ippudu cheppinam kada akkada ippudu Qatar nunchi cheppinaru. Mithila Reddy cheppinaru. You follow those principles, and then tell the kids to be healthy. Don't scare him. ఇప్పుడు ప్రతి స్కూల్ పోయే ముందు రోజు be careful with COVID అంటే భయపడి ఉంటాం. You just tell them nothing will happen. Our food is good. You pray to God. Nothing will happen. ఇంకా మేబీ
బటర్మిల్క్ చిన్న పిల్లలు కదా సార్, బటర్మిల్క్ కి స్మెల్ చూస్తే ఇలా వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు. అందుకనేసి నేను స్పెషల్ గా అడిగాను ఏమైనా డైట్ ఉంటుందా పిల్లలకి అని.
లేదమ్మా, బటర్మిల్క్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఈవెన్ ఇన్ వెస్టర్న్ కంట్రీస్ దే డోంట్ లైక్ టు డ్రింక్ బటర్మిల్క్.
Actually, in Singapore, people like yogurt, sir. They have different yogurts actually, like banana yogurt or some different flavors actually. Yeah,
you have all flavored yogurts Even you can see, you can even infuse koncham mango juice emanna unte kavalante your child is not able to take the buttermilk, you can just try experimenting adding
Fruit in it.
fruits
Fruit in it.
or anything like that.
Well, I want to add one thing to the yogurt. The Western yogurts, what we have in Western countries, the yogurts with the fruit and the sugars and all that, it's done in 3 hours. If you do in 3 hours, you're not going to get immunomodulated. You have to work that long, India lo chestame, ratrisi, early morning they are taking. Then you get the immunomodulated. The modern yogurt is not that good. Even though the bacteria is there, but not much immunomodulating in it. So make it at home and eat it. And Mrs. Reddy garu cheppinattu, you add some fruit to it, right? To buttermilk, add fruit to it, honey in it, or something like that, and make it nice, tasty. Meer cheppinaru kada, what did you tell Meeru cheppinaru Midula garu? I use our own condiments in that, make it better, you know.
మీరు చెప్పింది ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా కరెక్ట్ సార్. బట్ ఏ స్ట్రాంగ్ ఇమ్యూన్ సిస్టమ్ ఉంటే వి డెఫినెట్లీ ఫైట్. ఎందుకంటే మా బ్రదర్ కి కరోనా వచ్చింది, మా ఫాదర్ పక్కనే పడుకున్నారు కానీ తనకి అసలు అటాక్ అవ్వలేదు బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ఏ స్ట్రాంగ్ ఇమ్యూన్ సిస్టమ్.
Yes, that's true. Labati mano should have been wiped out. It's not. Immune system got to be strong. Immune system is linked to the mental attitude, food, and also the prayer, meditation. That is very important. This is where the yoga and everything is coming. Suresh Chepnarada, he bragged about yoga. He's right, 100% correct. Okay, I think the answer to control corona has been in Indian mythology. Okay, I believe that. Even though as a scientist, I work on the virus and all that. I'm just telling openly to the world. As a matter of fact, I wrote an article on it. Okay, other day I told them who invented probiotics, and Lord Krishna did it. Lord Krishna did it. Ayana great-grandfather of probiotics. Andaru antaru really make coffee. My father unnadu DR.M.S. Reddy. Ayana introduced చేసిన probiotics ni medicines lo. Okay, వీళ్ళందరూ these are great people who did it. It's all in our Indian mythology, and follow that, no problem.
Thank you so much sir. Thank you Jyoti garu for arranging valuable session.
Thank you very much.
Sir, just a minute. నేను కూడా చాలా యాక్చువల్గా సద్దన్నము మీరు చెప్పిన స్పీచ్ విన్నాను సార్. యాక్చువల్గా చాలా బాగుంది. అది యాక్చువల్ అదే అనిపించింది. మీరు ఆ ఫుడ్ గురించి ఇంకొన్ని వీడియోస్ చేస్తే బాగుంటది అనుకున్నాను సార్. యాక్చువల్ అయితే అప్పుడు నేను వాచ్ చేసిన మీ వీడియోస్ జనాలకి భయపడకుండా పానిక్ అవ్వకుండా చాలా బాగున్నాయి. ఫుడ్ సంబంధించి మెయిన్ థింగ్ యాక్చువల్గా చాలా బాగున్నాయి. మీరు ఇంకో వీడియోస్ చేసి చెప్పండి సార్. యాక్చువల్లీ మంచి వీడియోస్ అంటే ఆ సద్దన్నది చాలా బాగుంది. మజ్జిగ అన్ని కూడా అసలు చాలా బాగా చెప్పారు. అంటే మన తెలుగు వాళ్ళు కూడా మర్చిపోయారు అసలు యాక్చువల్లీ అది చాలా మంది చేయడం లేదు. యా
yesterday I asked my wife also to prepare buttermilk. So that's
yes actually sir, నేను మీ వీడియో చూసిన తర్వాత మా వరకు నేను అంటే పెరుగు చారు చేస్తారు కదా, మజ్జిగ చారు, అది చేస్తున్న స్టార్ట్ చేశాను. యాక్చువల్ అయితే నేను చేయట్లేదు, మళ్ళీ స్టార్ట్ చేశాను మీ వీడియో చూసిన తర్వాత. ఇప్పుడు కంపల్సరీ చేస్తున్నాను.
Vijay Babu, we are going
okay
to
sir, thank you very much.
Vijay, Sripal, you want to talk, please make it very few seconds, do not ask any more questions. Okay, Vijay or Sripal, you can go ahead. Yeah.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి జ్యోతిశ్వర్ గారు, మంచిగా అరేంజ్ చేశారు సార్. కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్ సార్ మీకు కూడా. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. సమ్ మోర్ వీడియోస్ చేయండి ఇంకా మంచిగా మా కోసం. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
Sir, good morning, sir. My name is Sripal. Sir, I am also microbiologist, sir.
Oh, good, very good. Join the school.
Sir. Sir, I actually I'm interested in. I'm watching your videos also, sir. Sir, you are telling that is Chaddanam. Experienced yesterday, sir. One thing. Chaddanam తిన్నప్పుడు మార్నింగ్ తిని వెళ్తే సాయంత్రం వరకు ఆకలి లేదు సార్. మనం వేడని తినిపోతే వెంటనే చాలా ఆకలి వేస్తుంది. అది అబ్జర్వేషన్ సార్.
Because of the bacteria, Sripal, it's because of the bacteria in there. Probiotics and also the end products of the bacterial growth is immunomodulated. You know that as a microbiologist, okay? Somebody asked me on that, Jyoti, when I gave in India the seminar, one guy came on and said, "Oh my God, how the hell do you know what buttermilk is doing? What is all this?" He doesn't understand. That shows his ignorance. They forgot about probiotics are nothing but in the buttermilk, right? Buttermilk has multiple mixed strain probiotics, not one.
Yes, sir.
Variety of them are there. And the immunomodulant coming out of that buttermilk is excellent. Okay, in a commercial, our company, we make bacterial cultures too, but the commercial culture, Sripal, is not as good as that mixed culture is in the nature. Okay,
yes.
That is why
yes.
I've been telling them, even though I should have been selling bacterial cultures, our company does. Instead, I'm telling, go make it at home. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. So yeah. So before formally I conclude, yeah, Sunil, you have anything?
Yeah.
Sunil,
hello, Uncle. Yeah, Sunil Soni here.
Yeah,
hello, Uncle. Yeah.
You are
Hi,
joining
Uncle.
from where? Which location?
I didn't get that.
You are joining from which location? Singapore or?
I'm joining from Udaipur, Rajasthan.
Okay, fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
India. India. Okay, come on.
Yes,
India.
Uncle. Yes, Uncle. Hi,
Sunil.
hi, Uncle. This is Sunil.
Hey, Sunil. How are you, Sunil?
I'm good, Uncle. How are you?
We were just talking about you this morning at home.
Yeah. It's such an honor to see you after such a long time, Uncle.
That's good, Sunil. Good to see you too.
Yes, Uncle. Uncle, I have a query about the buttermilk. I really like buttermilk a lot, but I'm a little concerned because when I consume the buttermilk in the evening, I develop a sore throat. So how do we get good about it?
Now, how did they make the buttermilk, Sunil?
We make the curd, and from curd we take the buttermilk out. Like we just add water to curd, and then we make the buttermilk.
What you do? I had dinner at your house. You remember that, right? Sunil.
Yeah, I muted Sunil. Yeah, you can go ahead.
I had a dinner at your house. Okay, at Udaipur, right? Gutunda. You remember that? Yeah. Okay. Now what you do? Change the culture. Okay, go take the next culture or something. Maybe there's something wrong in it. You change the culture, it may be okay, because there may be some other strain in it. Okay, so you borrow from some other place, Okay, so you could do that because every household has their own in India. Okay, maybe there's a contaminated strain or something like that. It should not, and also eliminate the psychology too. Think that, hey, I shouldn't. Okay. See what I mean? That may eliminate that. A lot of people think that, if I drink that, I have this problem and that. I don't think it's mostly psychological too. Okay. Mine operates differently. Okay. You do that. If you have any question, call me. Okay.
Thank you very much. Actually, there was some disturbance from your side. That's why I had to mute it.
Okay.
So I think with this we'll conclude. Before we conclude, if anyone wants to take the group photos, please join in the panel list. Suresh Gar, can you help to take the photos? Gout bite. So please turn all your videos on, and I'm making everyone as panelist. So we'll take one group photo.
Before we conclude, I would like to convey my wholehearted wishes to Dr. Reddy Garu that he will win a Nobel Prize very soon. Mana oka Telugu varu Nobel Prize అందుకోవడం మాకు ఎంతో గర్వకారణంగా ఉంటుంది. And I really pray to God that you will get a Nobel Prize very soon.
You have to pray and you need to meditate on it. Definitely, then you need to meditate on it. Then we will have God listen to that words, and all my prayers and my meditation will go to Dr. Reddy Garu to achieve Nobel Prize and to make our Telugu's pride in the world.
Yes.
And I'm very happy to hear, he's the first person to receive US patent to treat COVID pandemic, which is really great. As an Indian, as a Telugu, and as a community, I'm really proud of Dr. M.S.Reddy Garu. Along with him, we haven't heard of other story from Mrs. Shama Reddy Garu. Maybe in future for Women's Day or something, like we will invite her. She is very esteemed, not like our Dr. M.S.Reddy Garu. We will arrange one session exclusively with her, and she is really put up lot of businesses like Reddy Properties, and in US she won Lifetime Achievement Award from NATA and many other awards. Maybe if she's there, I will ask her if she can join for a few seconds.
Earlier, And then I'm the one that told her, this one exclusively, I'm going to do it. Next time we'll do it. And she's very good at the time. You mentioned time management and all that. And she's a classical example. And then I can only give one message to everybody that two people coming together, wife and husband, work together, full strength. You need support like that. Any family, the wife and husband working together, that is the best way to go. And I'm dead against these days. And all the divorce is coming and all this mess. We don't need all those bad habits. Let's stick with our own habits, our own spirituality, and I think we should go forward. See, I lived in America for 52 years. I was young when I came to this country, and I studied more in US than India. But still now, more and more and more, I think about it day by day, is looking at the problems and everything. Let's stick with our culture, right? That's my message. So you agree with that, Sunil? Sunil Soni, you agree with that philosophy? Yeah, he's a nice man. I think Sunil, I know him for a long time, ever since he was a kid. Okay.
Jyoti garu, I'll take a minute before you conclude.
Yes.
So, Reddy garu, like on behalf of Singapore Telugu Samajam and all the organizations who has participated and supported this event, వాళ్ళంతా ఇప్పుడు టైం రీజన్స్ మూలన మిడ్ నైట్ అవ్వచ్చు, ఇంకోటి అవ్వచ్చు, దే ఆర్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు పార్టిసిపేట్. వాళ్ళందరి తరపున మా సింగపూర్ తెలుగు సమాజం తరపున మీకు హృదయపూర్వక ధన్యవాదాలండి. ఎందుకంటే మీ టైం చాలా వాల్యుబుల్, బట్ యూ స్టిల్ స్పెండ్ like 3 to 4 hours for us, and it's like commendable. Like we cannot like దానికి ఏం చేయలేము మేము, అది అట్లాంటిది అంతే. సో అండ్ we would look forward, like మిథులా గారు అన్నట్టు, లుక్ ఫార్వర్డ్ ఫర్ ఆల్రెడీ నేను చెప్పాను మిమ్మల్ని కొంచెం, మీ గురించి చదవగానే కొంచెం ఓ పొగర్లా వచ్చింది మన తెలుగు ఆయన. అండ్ హీస్ లైక్ అది మాకు అదొక గర్వం, ఒక పొగరు, దాన్ని ఏమన్నా అనొచ్చు. బట్ అట్ ద సేమ్ టైమ్ వీ వాంట్ ఇట్ మోర్. సో వెరీ సూన్ వీ వాంట్ యూ టు, వీ ఆల్ విష్ అండ్ ప్రే for you to get a Nobel Prize, that too probiotics మీద అయితే అసలు మనం మజ్జిగ సత్తా చేస్తాం. సో ఓకే, సో థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ అండి.
No problem. I think we will know about the Nobel. It's going to be announced October 4th through 8th. So we'll see how it goes.
Wow. It's great connecting to you. Yeah.
One message I want to give. No Telugu got Nobel Prize to date. Only few got in India. And then I want to do it. Not only for my mother. My mother always wanted me to see the win Nobel Prize. Of course, she's not here.
Yeah, I saw one of your interviews, sir. When he grew up,
I want our people. I want our Telugu people, for Telugu kids, because I want to break the ice for it. Okay, and then anyway, they should think, hey, if MS can get it, I can get it too. I want that feeling. Okay, that's why I want to win this. Okay, I want to win this not only for me, not for my parents, and for all of you, my brothers and sisters.
Sir, actually, before Sachin did double century, it was difficult for everyone. After Sachin did, Rohit Sharma did many times, like 2 to 3 times. So if you make it first time, right, then it will happen. So that ball should start rolling from you.
Yes, a lot of younger kids are talking right now. We want to win the Nobel Prize. It's so nice to hear from me, because then they work into it, because there's a lot goes on in this. Trying to achieve that, they will achieve a lot of nice things. Okay, this is why my message has been, I know the buttermilk issue, I brought it up because it's cheaper for our people. There are a lot of people, not like you guys, they can't afford. Okay, in India, I'm telling them, all of those people, they can get the probiotic at no cost. Okay, you want to, somebody asked me, well, would I take a capsule? Yeah, take it, pay $60. And if a glass of buttermilk is doing same job, it is left to you. You want to burn the money, go for it. Okay. We will be making too. Okay. But I'm telling.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Like with that, I want to convey a vote of thanks. Basically, we got this program successful because of Singapore Telugu Samadam from Singapore, North American Telugu Association from USA, Telugu Kala Samiti Bahrain, Telugu Association of Switzerland, Navyanda Telugu Association from Australia, Telugu Association of Nigeria, Western Australia Telugu Association from Australia, KL University. So from these associations, we have few people who represented, and because of them, it has been so successful. Like firstly, Koti Reddy, President Singapore Telugu Samadam, Satya Chirla, Honorary Secretary Singapore Telugu Samadam, Raghav Reddy Garu, special thanks to Raghav Reddy Garu for connecting me with Dr. M.S.Reddy Garu. I hope Raghav Reddy Garu will join soon to one of our event. I wish for it. Basveshwar Reddy Garu, Telugu Kala Samiti Bahrain. Shiva Yellappu Garu from Telugu Kala Samiti Bahrain. Gani Kadali Garu from Switzerland. Prasad Tibirineri Garu from Navayandra Telugu Association, Australia. Loknath Reddy Garu, Telugu Association of Nigeria. Srinivas Boyapati Garu, Western Australia Telugu Association. And Ramya Garu from KL University. Though those people are not able to join this particular event, this event has been global. It is live on YouTube, and also definitely many media channels, they spoke to me already. They are going to telecast it again. And I came to know that if I mention few media channels like TV9, some other TV channels, Dr. Reddy Garu was not accepted to give interviews for them. So it's really our privilege, and I'm blessed to give us this opportunity for having wonderful talk, almost 3 hours 30 minutes, sir. So not only 3 hours 30 minutes, before that me and M.S. Reddy Garu had 1 hour testing session along with Rashid. Okay, it's really wonderful opportunity on behalf of all participants attended and also Telugu people across the globe. I really wish you will achieve Nobel Prize soon, sir. I pray for it, I meditate for it, and I wish all the best for you. And I also special thanks to Mrs. Shyama Reddy Garu. She was M.S. Reddy Garu was very busy, and I keep sending emails to him. But I was being in contact with Mrs. Shyama Reddy Garu. If she is listening, I'm really thank you very much, Shyama Reddy Garu. Every day she has been in contact with me on WhatsApp or phone, and she was guiding me and also giving me some guidance. You know, if you search about Dr. M.S. Reddy Garu in YouTube, in Wikipedia also, he doesn't have it. If you search in Google, you won't get anything. That's why I wanted to make special video about him. So I spent a lot of time to get some details from Mrs. Shyama Reddy Garu. So thanks to Mrs. Shyama Reddy Garu, and also my best wishes to her kids, M.S. Reddy Garu kids like Deepa Reddy Garu and Sridhar Reddy Garu, wherever you are, you all are making our Telugu's pride. I really thank you very much. Once again, my sincere pranams to all, and my thanks to all my gurus in my life, like Sadhguru Atulji Swami Vivekananda, for bringing me light in my life, and also thanks to my parents for showing me this world. Thank you very much.
Jyotishwara, let me complete the vote of thanks, sir. It looks a bit incomplete. Okay, మీ పట్టుదలతో మీరు అనుకుని మొత్తం మీద ఎంఎస్ రెడ్డి గారిని లైవ్ లోకి తీసుకొచ్చి మా అందరికి పరిచయం చేసేంత వరకు మీరు నిద్రపోలేదు. ఆయన అట్లాగే ఫాలో అప్ చేశారు. ఎవరిని వీలైతే వాళ్ళందరినీ పట్టుకుని ఎంఎస్ రెడ్డి గారిని లైవ్ తీసుకొచ్చారు. సో ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ థ్యాంక్స్ టు యూ జ్యోతి గారు ఫర్ మీ పట్టుదల మీద. జ్యోతి గారు నాకు ఒక 7 years నుంచి పరిచయం. మాకు తెలుగు సమాజంలో వి వర్క్ టుగెదర్ అండి. He's the last person to sleep in our committee, whole committee. So he's approachable till 3 a.m. So second thing, and I appreciate all the participants because our questions because sir దగ్గర millions of information ఉంటుంది, in the volume of data. The questions are the one which will extract information out and knowledge మనకి ఇస్తుంది. So questions are very important always because ఒక టాపిక్ ఇస్తే టాపిక్ మీద మాట్లాడేసి వెళ్ళిపోతారు సార్. కాకపోతే మన క్వశ్చన్స్ వల్ల we can extract a lot of more knowledge and information, which I appreciate all the participants who have asked questions today. It's very good because వాటి వల్ల చాలా ఎక్స్ట్రా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ నాలెడ్జ్ మనం గెయిన్ చేసుకోగలిగాం రెడ్డి గారి దగ్గర. రెడ్డి గారు, థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Satya Garu. Thanks to Godbay. Thanks to all participants, Suresh Garu. And
sir, your closing comments, sir.
Thank you very much. And so I want to conclude with my note from Swati. Swati, you want to say some? Yeah, unmute and.
Yeah, MS Reddy garu, చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ అండి. చాలా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ తెలుసుకున్నాము. తెలియనటివన్నీ చిన్నప్పుడు మేము సద్దన్నం తిని వచ్చాం, పెరిగాము. సో నేను మళ్ళీ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను, అది మీ ఇన్స్పిరేషన్ ద్వారా. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ అండి.
ఇప్పుడు దాకా ఉంది, మన ఎవరికి ఇంకా కోవిడ్ రాలేదు చూసారా.
కరెక్ట్.
సో క్లోజింగ్ రిమార్క్స్ మీరు రెడ్డి గారు మీ దగ్గర నుంచి క్లోజింగ్ రిమార్క్స్, సో దట్ విల్ ఎండ్ అప్ ద కాల్ విత్ ఎ ఫైన్ నోట్.
Sir, I'm a big admirer of Singapore. Okay, it put a role model for the world. Such a small country, how beautifully you guys did it. And then I'm very proud of all of you. Meer cheppinattu, the questions that have been asked are very brilliant today because are highly educated people. Okay, excellent questions. Without questions, I can't answer.
Yeah, actually, that's what initially I had a talk with Reddy Garu or some other people. So today presentation is really completely different. We didn't had any PPT, we didn't had any agenda.
No, it's totally different. And all the people you participated are very brilliant. I'm proud of you people. You see what I mean? Anyway, NRI, we are outside India. Outside India, we all have different philosophy in life. Okay, hard work. Hard work is our attitude. Me to Satya Garu, he said there's no easy money here, right? We have to work hard. That's what ethics are all about. But there's nothing wrong in making wealth too. Okay, in a proper way. That is what my message is. I thoroughly enjoyed today, even though I didn't have my dinner yet. But I feel like I had dinner. Okay, talking to all of you is a pleasure to me. Okay, and then namaste for all.
Thank you, sir.
I think Reddy Garu joined. Just a minute, 1 second, sir. He is our Singapore Telugu Samadham president. I think he will give you perfect closing. Reddy Garu, you can proceed.
సార్ నమస్కారం అండి. అండ్ మై సిన్సియర్ అపాలజీస్ అంటే కొంచెం లాస్ట్ లో జాయిన్ అయ్యాను, అర్జెంట్ వర్క్ ఉండి బయటకు వెళ్ళాల్సి వచ్చింది.
నో ప్రాబ్లం అండి.
సార్ ఎంఎస్ రెడ్డి గారు, నేను ఒక విషయం అండి. యాక్చువల్గా నేను ముందే జాయిన్ అయ్యి మీకు అంటే నేను మెయిన్ జాయిన్ అవుదాం అనుకుంది, మీకు థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్దామని జాయిన్ అవుదాం అనుకున్నాను. ఎందుకంటే ఒక రీజన్ ఉంది దీనికి. నేను కూడా యాక్చువల్గా ఏంటంటే మా పల్లెటూరులో పుట్టి పెరిగి ఇక్కడికి వచ్చినండి. సో నేను జనరల్గా ఏంటంటే ఈ పిజ్జాలు లేదంటే ఇట్లాంటివన్నీ నేను అసలు లైక్ చేయను. నేను జనరల్గా ఏంటంటే సద్దన్నమో లేదంటే పొద్దున్నే పుల్ల మజ్జిగో పుల్ల పెరుగు నాకు బాగా ఇష్టం యాక్చువల్గా. సో బట్ ఏంటంటే అంటే మంచిదని తెలుసు, పేరెంట్స్ చెప్తారు, పెద్దోళ్ళు చెప్తారు. బట్ ఏంటంటే సాలిడ్గా నాకు ఎవరు అంటే పెద్ద చదువుకున్న వాళ్ళు చెప్పింది నేను పెద్దగా వినలా. చెప్పారో లేదో నాకు తెలియదు, బట్ నేను వినలా. బట్ మీ ఇంటర్వ్యూ నేను ఈ కోవిడ్లో ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఇండియా వచ్చినప్పుడు నేను TV5 వాటిలో నేను చూసినప్పుడు ఐ రియల్లీ ఫెల్ట్ వెరీ హ్యాపీ. అంటే నాకు అబ్బో అంటే నేను చేసేది కరెక్టే అని నాకు అనిపించింది యాక్చువల్గా. బట్ రియల్లీ థ్యాంక్స్ సో మచ్ అండి. మీరు కనుక అంటే మీరు నిజంగా ఈ తెలుగు వాళ్ళే కాకుండా అంటే వేరే వాళ్ళకు కూడా ఈ మెసేజ్ అంటే ఎట్లాంటి అంటే మన ట్రెడిషనల్ ఫుడ్ ఇలాంటి మెసేజ్ కనుక మనం ఇంకా పాస్ చేయగలిగితే లిటరల్గా ఏంటంటే ఈ సమాజానికి అది ఎంతో ఉపయోగపడుతుందండి. అంటే నా ఒక్క రిక్వెస్ట్, బట్ నా రియల్లీ వాంట్ థ్యాంక్స్ ఫ్రమ్ మై హార్ట్ యాక్చువల్గా మీకు. అంటే సమాజానికి నిజంగా మన ట్రెడిషనల్ ఫుడ్ చేసి మీరు మన ఇమ్యూనిటీని ఏ విధంగా పెంచుకోవచ్చు అది రియల్గా జరిగేది యాక్చువల్గా. సో చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ అండి దానికి. అండ్ ఇంకొకటి ఏంటంటే మీరు 3 times నోబెల్ ప్రైజ్కి నామినేట్ అయ్యారని నేను విన్నాను. బట్ ఖచ్చితంగా మీరు ఈసారి మీకు వస్తుందని చెప్పేసి మాకు మాత్రం ప్రగాఢ నమ్మకం ఉంది. నేను నిజంగా భగవంతుని మనస్ఫూర్తిగా కోరుకుంటున్నానండి, వెంకటేశ్వర స్వామిని కోరుకుంటున్నాను ఈసారి మీకు ఖచ్చితంగా అవార్డు రావాలి, మీలాంటి వాళ్ళకి రావాలి అని నేను కోరుకుంటున్నాను అండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. జ్యోతి, థ్యాంక్స్ జ్యోతి. అంటే నువ్వు ఎట్లాంటి అంటే సార్ను పట్టుకొని అంటే అంత బిజీలో మనకి ఇంత టైం ఓకే మనకి 3.5 hours స్పెండ్ చేయడం అనేది దట్స్ నాట్ ఈజీ. ఓకే ఆయనకి ఎస్పెషల్లీ ఓకే థ్యాంక్స్ జ్యోతి. అంటే ఇట్లాంటి మంచి సెషన్ అరేంజ్ చేసినందుకు అట్లాంటి సార్ తోటి నీకు నిజంగా మేము అందరం కూడా మన వరల్డ్ వైడ్ గా తెలుగు అసోసియేషన్ అందరి తరపున కూడా నీకు నిజంగా ప్రత్యేకంగా ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతాను జ్యోతి. ఇలాంటి ఎన్నో కార్యక్రమాలు చేయాలని చెప్పేసి నేను మనస్ఫూర్తిగా కోరుకుంటున్నాను.
సార్ మీకోసం సింగపూర్ లో పర్సనల్ గా మీ ఫిజికల్ ప్రెసెన్స్ కోసం వెయిట్ చేస్తాం సార్.
అది నేను అదే చెప్తాను.
హ్యాపీ టు రిసీవ్ అండ్ ఫిజికల్లీ సీ యూ హియర్ అండ్ మీ ఆతిథ్యం చూడాలి ఒకసారి.
సో ఇది మేము మళ్ళీ పర్సనల్ ఇన్వైట్ చేస్తాం సార్ యాక్చువల్గా. అంటే కొంచెం ఈ సిచ్యువేషన్ అంతా ఇంప్రూవ్ అయ్యాక మీరు ఖచ్చితంగా ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి కొంచెం మన తెలుగు వాళ్ళందరూ ఇక్కడ 40,000 మంది పైగా తెలుగు వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు సింగపూర్ లో. ఓకే మీ అందరూ కూడా అంటే పర్సనల్ గా కొంచెం ఫేస్ టు ఫేస్ వాళ్ళందరినీ కూడా కలిసి మీ మెసేజ్ ఇస్తే ఇంకా బాగుంటుంది అని మా రిక్వెస్ట్ పెట్టుకుంటున్నాం ఇప్పుడే ముందుగానే.
Thank you. I'd love to do it. Don't worry about it because I immensely felt happy today. Okay, doing this. And then I learned a lot from the questions. Okay, it's wonderful to see our own people. It gives me joy. Okay, it's like going home today, like as if I was talking to our own brothers and sisters. Okay.
Yeah. So special thanks to Koti Garu, sir. He really supported with this program from Singapore Telugu Samadham along with Satya Garu. Okay, and also he is one of the example for me for how he has been leading Singapore Telugu Samadham. You know, before we have taken Singapore Telugu Samadham, now Singapore Telugu Samadham is familiar across the world, sir. So like,
yes.
So for that, it is really example of Singapore Telugu Samajam leadership under Kotireddy garu. So I really appreciate Kotireddy garu for taking Singapore Telugu Samajam to really next level. And also special thanks to him for appreciating and supporting me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jyoti.
Thank you, Kotireddy garu. Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. And
Thank
with
you,
this, let us end.
Yep.
Have a nice
Namaste.
day. Bye bye everyone. Happy
Yeah.
weekend.